About 4,000 years ago, humanity is still the weakest being in this world. But there is such a human being. His presence changed all that. No matter how many monsters, with a wave of his hand, he could easily solve it. Just a human being. How dare you encroach on our territory? Say I'm just human. I am the guardian of the world order. A righteous messenger who has the courage to fight against the underworld. Humanity's strongest 9-star Grand Magister Lucas Traumen. It's been all these years. Why are you still these cliches? People like me. After all the personal ideals have been realized, I always want to contribute to world peace. Think of it as a dedication of love. Bold fanatics. I thought that with your carving insect skills can beat us. The voice did not fall. In the hands of Lucas Traumen, a huge magic array has appeared. You're right. That's what I thought. But so what? I saw Lucas wave his hand slightly. The ground under his feet. It was instantly enveloped by powerful magic. Wait for the smoke to clear. All the monsters were wiped out. Pathetic monsters. Humanity is not as weak as you think. What a conceited guy. Lucas Traumen. I saw the sky. Suddenly, a huge eyeball appeared. The ensuing wave of air also made it difficult for Lucas to resist. He didn't understand. What exactly is this sudden appearance? That's when it happened. A large figure appeared beside him. We are the laws of the world, in charge of the whole chaos. I'm demigod. That is, the God in the mouth of man. I've never acknowledged the existence of God. Your behavior disrupted the order and law that had been maintained for thousands of years. I can't continue to sit idly by. It's hilarious. A world of order and law. How could it be like this? You are indeed much more capable than ordinary people. Even so, you can't. It's a human being. At the moment when Demi-Det finished speaking, Lucas was clasped tightly by both hands. He suddenly realized that he could no longer use his magic. As a human being, challenge the divine fist. This is a mortal sin. You will fall into the bottomless abyss. Be in the company of darkness. All day long. Endless doubts. Eventually doubting their own existence. Endless pain is your only companion. Remorseful for his existence. This is what I have given to humans who challenge the gods. The punishment deserved. I don't know how long it took. Lucas saw a glimmer of light in the darkness. He seemed to hear something. It seems that someone is desperate for power. Lucas looked around, attempts to find the source of the sound. But in this bottomless abyss, except for him, how could there be anyone else? Lucas, since that day, I've been stuck here all the time, unable to move. He didn't know exactly how long it had been. Is it hundreds or thousands of years? The punishment of fighting against God. It's this endless fear. Maybe the one who craves power is none other than that. It's himself. Until now, he realized how small human beings are. But Lucas didn't know. The sound he had just heard was not an auditory hallucination. That was 4,000 years later. The truest desire of a teenager's heart. The third young master of a wealthy nobleman. But he suffers humiliation every day. Do you want to pass the money on you? The third young master of the dignified black family. It's such a tight life. What about being born in a wealthy family? Compare yourself to your brilliant brethren. You're just a piece of trash. But Wu Lei, I'm just like that. Not only to disgrace the glorious family. He is also known as the first stupid talent in the history of the Academy. You still have the courage to live until now. That's amazing. If I were you, maybe I'll die 1,000 times a long time ago. Maybe yourself. I don't know. There's still a little value in your life. With that, the boy slammed his fist into Frey's face. You're the only one, after all. I can't get tired of beating people no matter how I fight. And so the yellow fur rode on Frey. Punch after punch smashed. I don't know how long it took. Maybe it's because Huang Mao is tired. He grabbed Frey by the hair. Push to your companion's side. Frey was greeted with a kick from Chubby. And so Frey went from a man's punching bag, turned into a sandbag for two people. I don't know how long it has been. The two looked at Frey lying on the ground with satisfaction. Frey's bruised body. It seems to be the sustenance in their eyes. Even the wail from Frey's mouth. It has also become a pleasant music to their ears. I saw the yellow fur slammed on Frey's face. I seem to remember that there will be a magic sparring tomorrow morning. It's a coincidence. You happen to be one with me. Don't worry, I'm so kind. I'll be merciful. Tomorrow will be something you will never forget. Because from tomorrow, you can't walk on your legs anymore. Go home early. Remember to stay safe. We're going to play together tomorrow. Luck may not last forever. But suffering is different. Frey returned home scarred. But again he heard sad news. Father, what are you talking about? I said you're not my son anymore. I can't stand you ruining your family's honor any longer. I can no longer remain indifferent. Get such an answer. Frey couldn't believe his ears. Is weakness an unforgivable sin? Shut up, you're not qualified to ask this question. The Black family does not tolerate weak people. I'll just treat you as dead. You must have never had a father like me. That's it. Frey's father left without a hint of nostalgia. Unlike the Black family, Frey lives in a dilapidated attic, kicked out of the family. It was the last straw that broke Frey's back. Obviously, I have made up my mind. But his hands were shaking. It turns out that death is easily talked about by people. It's so frightening. Meanwhile, Lucas is still in the bottomless abyss to accept his own punishment. But day after day of torture, and it didn't make him doubt himself. What the hell is God? Order and law. Are you so happy with this ridiculous world? I finally knew why the world was so ugly. Who is to blame for all this? Demigate. As long as it can give you a heavy blow, I was willing to endure hellish torture. It was at this time. The effect worked. Frey spurted out a mouthful of blood. Lucas with a face in the bottomless abyss. For the first time, I saw the light so clearly. The strongest 9-star Grand Magister. Because of the challenge gods, they were sealed in the bottomless abyss. 4,000 years later, Lucas finally saw a glimmer of light in the darkness. It was a boy's last extravagant hope before he died. I don't blame anyone. Birds without wings will eventually be eliminated by nature. Survival of the fittest. This is the law of nature. It's all my fault. It's me who is too weak. It is strong that cannot be born. It's all my fault. Lucas was still the first time. In the bottomless abyss, you can see people other than yourself. And this boy brings more than just light and shadow. Demigate's seal on Lucas. It is gradually lifting. After this child came into his consciousness, Lucas felt surrounded by warm sunshine. After the seal is broken, Lucas came to the boy. The boy's consciousness then passed into his brain. If only it could be respawned. Be sure to break through the ground with your feet. Rush to the highest place in this world. See the whole world. There must also be a pair of giants. Big, strong wings. Able to soar freely. Frey, who was already dead, snapped open his eyes. He looked at everything around him in disbelief. He couldn't believe it. I actually came back. 4,000 years of tormented in the bottomless abyss. It's finally over. Frey Blake, the weakest people in the world. Lucas Traumen, once the most powerful magister in the world. Their destinies are intertwined. From now on, you are me. I'll be you. Since you have given me freedom, then let me give you wings. Frey opened the window. Breathe in the hard-earned fresh air. The scene in front of you. He hadn't seen it in 4,000 years. Demi dit. The so-called gods. How dare you keep me there? Exactly 4,000 years. You wait for me to give you a heavy blow soon. We'll see you again soon. Demi dit. That night, Frey came to a suburb. Start building this body. Frey's body is too weak. It's not enough to use all his abilities. So the first thing to do is to improve your stamina. It is necessary to lay a good foundation for carrying magical power. To confront Demigate, It must be restored to its original strength as soon as possible. Frey is well aware. Jinping is not enough. He's going to get stronger. Otherwise, it will only repeat the mistakes of the past. But there can be no rush now. It was an opportunity he had waited 4,000 years for. Now should focus on the present. Build this body well. Unconsciously. It's dawn. Frey still stood still. I don't know how long it took. A powerful wave of magic erupted from Frey's body. Just one night of effort. Frey has already reached the realm of 5 stars. But he didn't have time to rejoice. But he spat out a mouthful of blood. It turned out that these were all impurities that had accumulated in Frey's body. He had to spit it all out. Otherwise, this body would not have been able to get to that point. Minutes and seconds passed. Frey finally stopped vomiting blood. He couldn't remember how long he had been throwing up. The blood on the ground was shocking. These are all toxins in Frey's body. Fortunately, it's all over. Lucas Traumen to the body of Frey Blake. It's back. Huang Mao went to school on time for the first time in more than 10 years. Because today is the day to practice against Frey. The opportunity to beat the 3rd young master of the wealthy family in front of everyone. Not all the time. I saw him yesterday in the infirmary. He went to get a bottle of sleeping pills. Just like his bear. How could there be such courage? Let's bet on 10 meal vouchers. Meanwhile, Frey was eating and drinking in the college cafeteria. Have lived so long. Actually, he didn't want to go to school with these little kids. But only with Frey's knowledge reserves. There is simply no way to make up for his 4,000-year gap. He had to understand the current state of the world. Only then can you get revenge on Demigate. After calming down the good mood, Frey tried to look like a student, walked into the classroom. But as soon as he appeared, it immediately attracted the attention of many people. This way suicide can fail. Great, you're going to give me 10 punches. Frey didn't know what they were saying. What exactly does that mean? But he saw it. Huang Mao stopped his feet in his own way. My dear Frey, I thought you wouldn't be here today. Almost at the same time, Chubby also came behind Frey. Give me 10 tickets. Since you made me lose the bet, you will be responsible for compensation. Although they claimed to be friends with Frey, but their eyes betrayed themselves. And Frey's body trembled involuntarily. Frey didn't have a trace of fear in his heart, but the body reacted instinctively. During Frey's reflections, Chubby had already raised his right hand high. Surprisingly, Chubby's slap was empty. Almost everyone couldn't believe their eyes. Chubby didn't understand what had just happened. But Frey understood one thing. It is these people who make this body the master. Gave up life. You're pretty fast today. I was really caught off guard. Since you like to hide so much, then I'll let you hide enough. I saw a flash of light on Frey's left hand. The next second, Chubby looked as if he had been hit by something. Fly straight upside down. Fly all the way to the end of the classroom. That's when it stopped. Look at Chubby's appearance. He had already lost consciousness. No one could see what was happening. The little fat who shot first was already lying on the ground. Do something like this. Frey didn't have a glimmer of joy. Instead, because he bullied a little kid and feel deeply guilty. And just like that, he was in everyone's eyes. Walked to their place. Huang Mao was still immersed in the shock just now. He couldn't believe it was really Frey's doing. I can't believe that Frey really has this ability. It was at this time, Professor Dior, who was preparing for class, came to the classroom. I saw the Chubby lying aside. He also walked straight over. But see the scene in front of you. Dior couldn't believe his eyes. Because of the chubby chest. It is a trace of martial arts full of magic. Even if it's a professor in the academy. No one else has that kind of strength. So he couldn't imagine. Which student can do this? The name of the Hippolyte School of Magic. But by a lewd fat man as a teacher. Because Professor Dior took Chubby to the infirmary. So for the time being, Kevin will take it. From the moment he entered this classroom, the gaze never left the girl's body. Seeing so many cute girls, Kevin felt that the air in the classroom had become sweeter. In these girls, his favorite is Isabel. Kevin relied on his status as a professor and scrupulously scrutinized every girl in the classroom. But at this time, he saw a figure that surprised him. Follow his gaze. That's where Frey is. That's a rarity. Frey, you're actually coming to my class. Just look at the professor's appearance. He didn't have a good relationship with Frey, so it's not a joke. Frey didn't expect it either. His body looks weak and can't help it. And his former owner turned out to be a troubled teenager. Professor, I would appreciate your understanding. I was too busy. As everyone knows, Frey didn't come to class before. It's all because he is often bullied by Kevin. So you mean there are more important things than my classes? Right, I guess so. After all, am I in the middle of puberty? Yes, you're in adolescence. I'm not an old stubborn either. I don't always put class first. But Frey class. Can you keep up? Well, answer me a few questions first. If you can't answer a question, then you are a student of this college. Be responsible for the attitude you just provoked. First question, what are the 3 weapons of the demon Tao warrior King Kaskin? Hear this. Frey froze. What did you just say? Do you mean Kaskin? Hear this familiar name. Frey's thoughts drifted back to the past. That was 4,000 years ago. At that time, he was still Lucas Traumen. Among his friends, there happened to be a samurai named Kaskin. He's a just punch. A samurai who can level a mountain. Take it easy. There's not much left of you here. Mountains if these animals lose their homes. You'll have to take care of them then. It's been a long time. After a brief greeting from Kaskin, Kaskin took Lucas home. You guy, I haven't seen each other in so many years. I come all the way. You still only know training. Didn't I pour you tea? Drink it, you reckless man. Every day, I only know training. Can you find a wife like this? About women. Lucas, don't you do the same. What is wrong with me? You guy, I care that you're still wrong. Affection can shake the ordinary heart. How could I not even be able to control my desires? As a samurai, women should be treated as stones. Aren't you magicians like that? Lucas Traumen. Kaskin is one such person. Old-fashioned and stubborn. So Frey couldn't have imagined 4,000 years from now. Tuscan, a stupid melon, actually became the king of the demon path. But in the eyes of other students, Frey was trembling out of fear right now, because it's a problem that isn't even documented in the literature. This lewd professor, always like it in this way. Show off your knowledge. Excuse me, Professor Kevin, I think you just questioned. It has nothing to do with the history of this demonic school. The professor wanted to teach the boy with his knowledge. Moment of truth. The students he liked also stepped forward to help. But he wasn't helping Kevin. Rather, they're puppets who have been harassed. Kaskin was a samurai. He just uses magic to strengthen his physical fitness. How can you call him a magician on that basis? So you're saying Kaskin wasn't a magician? Isabel-san, you're insulting all right now. Do you want to be a demon warrior? Theoretically, the claim of a demon warrior is not true. It was hard for the students to believe that this sentence would start from one. A student said it, but it's really an insult. He was called a magician rather than a samurai. Has always been an insult to himself by Kaskins. Isabel-san, I thought it must have been an interesting discussion. Well, let's go to my lab now. Let's have a good discussion. Isabel subconsciously shook off Kevin's hand. What do you want? I didn't expect that. You're so rude. I still think of you as my favorite student. Then it's up to you to answer instead of Frey. The 3 weapons of the demon path dancer Kaskin, the Tiger King Gauntlet. Belt of the Giant. Tempest Necklace. If I'm not mistaken, Kaskin only has this outfit. I didn't talk anymore. Am I wrong? That's right, Frey-san. You answered very correctly. Hear Kevin's words. Frey couldn't help but cheer. The surrounding students finally found out. There's something wrong with Frey today. Isabel-san, you were so rude just now. I now order you to follow me to the lab at once. I'm going to teach you how to be a good student. Professor Kevin, did you know? Demon King Kaskin. There is a passage that often admonishes others. Admiration can shake the samurai's normal heart. But anyone who wants to become a samurai, and all of them shall regard women as stones. If you are deceived by desires and forget your duty, it is impossible to gain a foothold in this world. Such a person will become a person who is inferior to a beast. What do you mean by that? Say whatever you want. Please don't take it personally. See what the professor looks like you are now. I wonder if Caskin was wrong back then. Frey Blake. Just answer one question correctly, and you dare to be presumptuous. I'll see how long you can run amok. I just said that. Just one mistake. You're going to pay the price. Now get ready to answer my next question. But it didn't take long. Kevin was already sweating profusely. Because Frey actually knew the right answers to all the questions. This is something that even professors don't necessarily know. About the history of the Age of Light. He couldn't imagine. This Frey in front of him. It's a shame for Hylett College. Professor, do you have any other questions you'd like to ask? Although the answer is interesting. But I'm hungry right now. Kevin was already speechless from the shock of Frey. He doesn't care anymore. What will these students think of themselves? Frey left the classroom and headed straight for the cafeteria. Isabel followed him closely. Frey-sama, are you going to eat? Frey glanced back. This is the girl who just helped him get ahead in class. But he just glanced at it and immediately turned away. Everywhere he went, there were girls following him. But he wasn't just unhappy. On the contrary, he was distressed by this. Follow me for what to do. The little woman was also preparing to go to dinner. What's going on with your breath? That's weird, isn't it? The family style is rigorous. Thank you for your understanding. In the end, the two went to the academy's cafeteria together. It didn't take long to sit down. Fule ordered a lot of food. Can you eat so much alone? You're hungry for 4,000 years. Every meal is a gift to me. What do you just mean by 4,000 years? It's none of your business. You guy, why have you been following me since just now? Don't get me wrong. It's just that there is no place in the cafeteria. How do you know so much about the Age of Light? What is the Age of Light? It was the era when the four great men lived 4,000 years ago. That's also historical. One of the most glorious eras of demonism. Frey didn't expect it to be 4,000 years later. On the contrary, the study of the devil's Tao has declined. He couldn't help but be suspicious. Could it be that this is also because of Demi? Date is the most in the history of demonism. The Great Four are the Demon King Caskin, Great Sage Hugh Xaviersman, the Black Witch Elise Pizaman, and known as the strongest magister, Lucas Traumen, who is also the dream lover of thousands of girls. He really was a great man. If he were still alive, the little girl would have proposed to him. You little girl, who doesn't have any hair, actually said that he was proposing. Thank you for your kindness. But little girl, this handsome guy is not interested in small children. How rude you are. The little lady did not propose to you. The scene of the two fighting in the cafeteria. Seen by many people, I really didn't expect the two of them to be together. I heard that Isabel took the initiative to chase after her. No way. He was one of the top honor students at Hylett College. I heard that even David was rejected by him. And David in their mouths. It was the yellow hair that bullied Frey before. At the moment he was staring at the front with great seriousness. Staring at Frey and Isabel who were playing. That bastard looks really an eyesore today. The last question that Professor Kevin just asked. The 3 cultivation methods of Shiosai's. Your Excellency's answer is fairy tales and growth and struggle. But the little woman, I only know the 2 things of fairy tales and growth. Can you tell me what kind of cultivation the struggle is? Then tell me first how many stars you have cultivated now. I'll tell you the truth. The little girl has reached the 3-star proficiency stage. Not bad. At such a young age, it has already reached such a high level. Start with just now. The little woman felt it. Your Excellency looks like a man who has lived for a long time. Yes, it's been a long time. I can't even remember some of the things I can't remember. But aren't you the same age as me? It can be said that it is. It can also be said that it is not. What do you mean by that? But Frey had already finished eating. I'm not going to continue talking about you. Haven't answered the little girl's question yet. What kind of cultivation method is struggle? You'd better go read a book. What I have is not knowledge. It's experience. So I can't teach you anything. Here's such an answer. Isabel's eyes widened. Not knowledge. It's experience. Where did you know this? I don't care about the beautiful girl around me. I like female professors in their 40s. It all started a few minutes ago. The first class of the afternoon was a magic sparring class. This was the opportunity David had been waiting for. He can tolerate Frey bullying his good brother. Kittens, but never allowed. He was so close to his goddess. Everyone listen up. This sparring can only use one-star magic. Besides, nothing else is different from actual combat. Even if you get injured during sparring, I can only blame myself for not being good at learning. Please take this as a real battle. Give it your all. Did you see the professor? What's his name? Are you talking about Professor Wayne, who is in charge of this class? That's right, it's him. He's so beautiful. Are you crazy? Would have a bad idea of a female professor in her 40s. Are you serious? You little kid know what? That's the perfect woman. The two sides of the match were David and Frey. David's eyes were extremely gloomy. This is the opportunity he has been waiting for. How's your state? I'm getting impatient to wait. I didn't sleep well yesterday when I was excited. I didn't think that Frey completely ignored him. Walked straight past him. David felt insulted. And in public. Insulted by students who claim to be the disgrace of the college. I finally knew. Why have I been asleep for so long? It's all about seeing you. Don't look at how young I look. But I'm much more mature than you are. Can you not tonight? I would invite you to join me for lunch. Give me back. I won't say it a second time. So how about that? If I win the game, let me treat you to dinner. If you win, I'll treat you to dinner then. It's ridiculous. Even one-star magic can barely be used. I still want to beat me, who is already 3 stars. This beautiful lady. Please don't forget the agreement between us. After Frey left, Wayne even felt a little weak in her legs. She didn't know what the hell was going on with her. But reason told her, you can't be tempted by a child. Frey, did you go crazy yesterday after being stimulated too much? I didn't expect you to like that genre. Or do you want to ask him to cancel the competition for you? Why cancel? I made an appointment with the lady. Looks like you slept soundly last night. I haven't figured out the situation yet. Listen, I'm going to break your vocal cords first, then break all your limbs one by one. I want you to survive. You can't die. I said starting today. You can't walk on your legs anymore. There doesn't seem to be any alien magic. It can beat people to that extent. Don't forget, I'm David. With the teacher's order. The contempt has finally begun. Almost at the same time, David used magical words. I saw only one stone after another. Towards the top of his head. Is this rhetoric? Why can this trick still be used in contempt? Professor Wayne, isn't contempt a rule that only alien magic can be used? That's right. But David, he didn't break the rules. Why is this kind of magic not a violation? This is the heir to our family. To be eligible for use. Magic cheats, although powerful, but eligible. Even one-star magicians can use it. It can only be used by family heirs. Magic cheats, but his opponents. But it's the strongest magus from 4,000 years ago. Magic cheats are the symbol of every family. You're using him to bully others. Why now you're finally scared? Not really. This level of magic doesn't scare me enough. As he spoke, a ball of light slowly floated out of Frey's hand. For a while, all the students outside the field were downcast. Laughed at me. You even want to fight with an Olympiad bullet. Words forget it. After all, you guy can only use the lowest level of magic. However, Frey was very happy with his Olympiad bomb. At least the colors look good. I saw Frey slowly put his hand next to the Olympiad bomb. Flick it gently, The Olympiad bomb actually broke through the rhetoric directly. Finger struck David, in the location where the Olympiad bullet hits. It's the raw egg that David said before. That's it. David was struck to the ground by the lowest level of magic. Constant convulsions. For a moment, everyone couldn't believe their eyes. Even the professor couldn't believe what was in front of him. This will only be low-level magic. Frey, known as the disgrace of High Luther College. With just one Olympian bullet, he defeated the mighty David. In addition to students of the same level, there were also 2 seniors on the sidelines. Look at everything here. Doesn't it mean that this is just a C-level magic practice class? The blonde man didn't say anything, just silently looked at the fragment of words in his hand. Actually use magic cheats in such a place. You're dishonoring your family. David was eager to say something, but he couldn't make any sound. By the way, what did you just say? Break my vocal cords first. Later I remembered. You said you were going to slowly remove my limbs one by one. David wanted to apologize. Would love to beg Frey for mercy. But he couldn't speak. Just like that, Frey popped up another Olympiad bullet. Almost instantly, David's left leg was broken by Frey. He wailed incessantly. Keep crawling backwards with your hands. Don't. That's your proposal. Shouldn't you feel excited? Professor Wayne, the winner is decided. Please end this contest. The other side has not yet surrendered, but his vocal cords had been shattered. Isabel San, I've said it from the beginning. It is necessary to treat this competition as a real battle. Magister's path. It's not the kind of danger that comes in. Someone will step in to stop it. Such a cowardly mentality can go on the road. Here's such an answer. Isabel wasn't arguing either. He just thinks Frey is a little scary now. Aren't you happy when you bully others? But it's not cool to be bullied by others. People like you. Calling himself a magician. Shame everywhere. That's how the world becomes. People like you don't deserve magic. That's what is good for society. I saw Frey walking towards him step by step. David was terrified. Idiot's joking. I thought I was going to take your limbs. Do you remove them one by one? You know I'm a good person. Look at you, so pathetic. Just break your legs. Let the rest go. I saw Frey leave step by step. David finally breathed a sigh of relief. Excuse me. I almost forgot about it just now. It seems to be 2 legs. I was so careless. It also uses only the lowest level of arcane bullet magic. It was easy to crush David, who had the secret of magic. The inconspicuous ball of light in Frey's hand. But this moment brought David endless fear. He lay on the ground and wailed. Attempt to stop Frey's next move. But it's a pity. All in vain. He seems to be in the 1st grade. Who the hell is it? It looks like the strength is not bad. The blonde man didn't answer the people around him. After watching this competition, he left them without looking back. The purpose has been achieved. There is no need to stay here any longer. Soon, the news of Frey's defeat of David spread throughout the academy. But not only did they not sympathize with David. On the contrary, I was glad that I couldn't see him for a while. And for the other protagonist in this event, there was a little more jealousy in their eyes. Hello, are you Frey Blake? I'm your 4th grade senior. Dermot Minort. It turned out to be a senior. Do you have anything to do with me? Frey Blake. I would like to invite you to join the Traumen Roundtable. You mean the Traumen Roundtable? That's right, I'm from Sierra College. You probably heard of it. He represents an organization of Hillig College. This is the Traumen Roundtable. It's not an organization that everyone can come into. Only those who are approved by us are eligible. This is a ring that symbolizes the members of the Traumen Roundtable. Don't you think it's handsome? It was made by the famous craftsman Plumius himself. Because it's pure gold. Just take a bite. It can even leave a mark. As long as you have this ring, after graduation, you can choose your future path at will. Other words, in the future, there is no need to worry about eating. There are also those who lead the Traumen Roundtable. But he wasn't done yet. Frey had already turned away. Dermot doesn't have to hold on anymore. This kind of thing doesn't appeal to him in any way. Lord Phil Onjuan, you're here to speak. Derman bowed respectfully. Hear movement behind you. Frey couldn't help but turn his head as well. It's the first time we've met. Frey-sama, I am the General Director of the Traumen Roundtable. Phil Onjuan, I apologize to you first on behalf of Delman, but I'm just like him. We hope you'll join us at the Traumen Roundtable. Although Philin is very young, but Frey is well aware of his strength. I don't want it when it's not good. I really don't fit to join this organization. I don't want the infringement fee in my name. Go for it. Seeing Frey's attitude, Derman was immediately furious. However, Philin stopped him, although it is not clear what Frey's strength is. But he could feel it. Frey is not as simple as everyone thinks. At the end of the day's lessons, finally, it came to the part that Frey was most looking forward to. As agreed, I'm here to treat you to this meal. But why one more? Didn't I tell you to stop coming with me? Put down your fork quickly. Don't eat any more. Please don't care. Come to think of it, and I'm not here because of the two of you. Hurry up. Why don't you have any eyesight? Because I don't care how I look for it. None of the information on the struggle was found, and you don't want to fight, so I can only follow you all the time. Don't. Are you talking about Kaskin's cultivation method struggle? Frey, I thought I could enjoy the world of two people with the professor. I didn't expect Isabel to follow with a dead face. Unless your excellency tells me the cultivation method of struggle. Otherwise, the little girl will always follow you. Don't. Are you talking about Kaskin's cultivation method struggle? Professor Wayne, do you know about it too? I've heard about it before in the Demon Tao Association, but there is no literature about him. If it weren't for your hearsay, I'd love to hear what the hell is going on. Then that, I can tell you something even more wonderful. I'll go to your room and talk about it later. Wayne didn't know what the hell was going on. Obviously, Frey is 20 years younger than himself. But his physical and mental feelings. I don't listen to myself at all. But they forgot about Isabel on the side. You are not allowed to be rude to our professors. Why hasn't this fun-busting guy left yet? Because of Isabel's existence. Until the end of the dinner. Frey didn't succeed. Look at the thriving city. Frey couldn't help but wonder if this world, already completely ruled by demigod, that should be a thorn in his side. The remnants of the eye can be the traces of their own years. It wasn't erased by him. It's been 4,000 years. There is no distortion in what is said about them. Frey couldn't help but speculate. Did someone inherit their will? Has there been a confrontation? I don't know when. Isabel was already standing behind Frey. He suddenly discovered. Frey looks pretty handsome when he's serious. Isabel, I want to ask you something. Who is the boss of this school? You mean the boss? Your Excellency's question is too naive. It doesn't matter if it's a student or a professor. Who is the strongest person? But you haven't answered my question yet. Just tell me. I'll be able to teach you. The strongest of the students was Fian. And the professor. The strongest are Professors Dio and Ethera. But the strongest in the school was my aunt. Isabel's aunt was the dean of this college. Charlotte Trisner. He is a 6-star magister known to the Empire as the Igloo. Is the strongest in this school only 6 stars? Although the realm of the magister can theoretically reach 9 stars. But except for 3,000 years ago, no one else has ever reached it. And this seems to be full of questions. So everybody thinks the Magister's realm can only reach a maximum of 8 stars. The Grand Magus can reach 8 stars. There are less than 10 people in the world. Maybe 9 stars are just a legendary existence. The magic circle that protects the school. Did the dean make it? I don't know. I guess so. But Frey is well aware. This is not a demon that a 6-star Magister can plant. He couldn't help but think of that organization. Traumen Roundtable. Nowadays this era is full of a lot of points. He was curious. Hella Tristner wouldn't know something. The best thing to do now is to meet him first. But it occurred to Frey that it had occurred to him. I don't know Demi yet. How influential Gates is. It's too dangerous to get these people involved. and there is a possibility that he will have a conflict with the dean. Looks like trying to figure out these things. You'll have to get to the 7 stars first. As we all know, it takes at least 20 years to become a 7-star magister. But the tail of the crane in the academy threatened. Half a year is enough. Having a dream is a good thing after all. What if it happens someday? Except for dreams. I love you a lot too. Would you like to confirm it? But there was an inopportune coughing sound from the side. I advise you to be careful. If you dare to do something bad to your professor, I'll report it to my aunt right away. So, that's why I hate imps. It's just the most annoying thing about the little kids. Professor Wayne, what do you mean by that? After the two left, Frey was lost in thought again. We can't afford to act rashly yet. You have to deal with the things in front of you first, step by step to improve your strength. That's the only shortcut. 2 weeks later, a familiar figure appeared in the academy. Frey, you damn bastard. I don't know what you're up to, but there's no way I'm going to lose to you this kind of waste. Footsteps approached. The classroom door was slammed open. Frey, do you think I'm going to let you go like that? I'm going to make you regret being born into this world. I'm going to take my little brother and give you bastard. But David wasn't done yet. A bomb from Frey. It had already hit him. David, who was not fully recovered from his injuries, lay on the ground again. In order to be able to recover yourself, a handsome face like ever, David went home again to recuperate. Frey walked aimlessly through the academy. There was no magic here for him to learn, and not even a decent opponent can be found. White hair, over there. Stop. I heard about the man who beat David half to death. It's you, bastard. Frey looked back. I found out that I didn't know the person at all. I've heard from them that you're very good. That's it. Frey obediently followed him to a basement. You bastard doesn't even know me. I'm Alec Dramif. I am your esteemed highness. As soon as people like you see me, you should immediately kneel down and surrender. But you guy, dare to take advantage of me to stop bullying my lovely junior. David's leg bones and nose bones were broken by you. How do you want to compensate? I would like to ask, are you trying to bully me now? What kind of tone is this? Believe it or not, I'll beat you to death. For I never thought about it. One day I will be bullied like this by a group of little kids. You don't seem convinced. Do you think that if you can defeat David, you will be invincible in the world? Do you know who I am? The last time I was at the Grady Demon Path Conference, took the top 16. Name, do you know what that means? That means you're dead today. A person who comes with a group of people to bully a junior. Even before it started, he sold himself and boasted. Don't be too afraid. They're just here to see the fun. Hit a crap like you. They don't need to do it at all. But the portrayal of Alex is not finished. Was directly sent out by an Olympiad bullet. And even during the flight, Alec also knocked out quite a few people. You bastard. Actually sneak up on someone else to talk or transform. How can you attack when the time comes? I just felt it all of a sudden. It's ridiculous to play around with you little devils. You bastard. Less arrogant for me. Do you know who we are? I don't want to know any of that. So he directly used the Olympiad bomb, with a sound of Olympiad bullets. Eventually, Frey was left alone. The students here are just too weak. Frey was afraid to go on like this. You will become like them. Frey only relied on one hand to count the bullets. It set off a bloody storm in the academy. You know, do your classmates call you the Death Olympiad now? What can I do? There's no chance that I'll be able to use more powerful magic. Isabel looked at Frey, who was rolling around. He suddenly felt, I seem to be attracted by his beauty. Is there something you came to me for? I tried it according to your words. I know it's a good idea to take the orc's blood magic array. But after the magic crystal is mixed in a ratio of 7-3, the effect is unimaginable. Actually, the blood of the orcs is better, because they have a thick, dark aura on them. So, what are you going to teach me this time? Actually, Frey didn't know. Why did he suddenly start teaching him? But Isabel is very talented after all. Just nurture well. You might be able to reach the level of 8 stars. Isabel, I'll teach you what a struggle is this time. During the holidays, I will go out for special training. If you go with me, you can see what a struggle is, but you risk losing your life. So if you don't have confidence, it's better to give up early. I'll go with you. Please take me with you for special training. Time came to the holidays in a flash. Isabel brought a lot of things to the table for this special training. Are you going camping? Where did you get so much luggage? Of course, a woman has to prepare a lot of things when she goes out. Your Excellency really doesn't understand it at all. The woman doesn't have to say that. Where are you going to take me? I'm going to take you to the Eden Mountains. That place isn't called a monster paradise. And the extremely dangerous of that mountain range. Do you know how to get there? Your Excellency is really speechless. If you go to the Eden Mountains, even after relying on elf stones to Islam, it's a long way to get there, and it's a long way to go. There will be a lot of monsters stopping us on the way. Do you know now that you're afraid? Please don't insult me, Your Excellency. I didn't think about it at all. How comfortable it will be to travel with you. What is that elf stone you just talked about? That thing allows us to move fast and long distances. It's nice that there was no such thing 4,000 years ago. What are you saying strange things again? That's when Frey knew. Although the study of magic has not developed at all. However, industrial technology is developing rapidly. No wonder. The strength of these children will be greatly reduced. I forgot to tell you, there is a long distance from Karaponi to Islam. It is estimated that it will cost 10 gold. Hear Isabel's words. Frey broke out in a cold sweat. He immediately stopped, started rummaging through the bag. But even after searching every corner of the body, his entire fortune was still only 1 gold coin. Frey suddenly thought, Isabel was also a nobleman, so he must have a lot of money. What's wrong with you? Is there something wrong with you? Isabel, tell me quickly, how much money you have for this special training. I didn't take the money. A life of abundance can make one lazy. How can it be possible to take money and enjoy it on the path of cultivation? You give me a hurry home. Then he took a lot of money and came back to earn his own travel expenses. That's the meaning of practice. In the end, Frey failed to convince Isabel. What's even more terrifying, neither of them did. The experience of part-time work is approaching on vacation. Frey took Isabel to start training. But because neither of them has much money, they were forced to start a budget trip. Where they want to go first, it is the capital city of Karaboni. When the two of them came to the port, they couldn't believe their eyes, because they're about to ride. It is an incomparably luxurious cruise ship. The point is that this is only for the students of High Luther College. Free and open. No wonder you can see a lot of students here. The food must be delicious too. I've heard that they only serve the highest level of cuisine. I'm drooling just listening to it. I suddenly fell in love with High Luther College. But when the two of them were about to board the ship, only to be told that it was full. The next departure is in 4 days. Or the two of you will ride the Parrot first. The good news is, the Parrot was away from the cruise ship they were supposed to be on. Not far, but the two ships are comparative. The gap is huge. The Parrot will arrive in Karaboni after 5 days. In our ship, it will remain free for High Luther students. To save time, Frey, they eventually had to ride the Parrot. Meanwhile, a group of pirates was sitting in a cabin. Captain, we're all ready. Very well, we're going to do a big deal tonight. I've been waiting for this opportunity for a long time. How did you gouge out your eyeballs? It's disgusting to watch. Captain, you're really... The one-eyed is the symbol of our pirates. Then you can't just gouge out your own eyes. Back to business. Our goal today is the ships passing through Stanford. When they passed through the capital of Osakati. Let's get straight to the point. Did you hear it all? Looks like we're going to make a big profit tonight. But what is the name of that boat? I don't want to lose my other eye. Just write it down for me. The boat was carrying a flock of rich second-generation parrots. Meanwhile, the Parrot has also taken its scheduled course. Welcome aboard the Parrot. I am the captain of this ship, Mark Maldis. We are the ones who should be pleased. If not for the boat, we could have to waste 4 days. The boat obviously looks great. But why are there so few passengers? The boat will pass through the capital of Osakatadu. Mainly, there are a lot of pirates there. Hear this. Isabel was also taken aback. But don't worry. Although the ship has 2 frigates. But every corvette, there is a 4-star magician in charge. They were all battle mages from the Marshal Tower. As long as they're there, no matter how many pirates come, it doesn't matter. It's actually a battle magister. It's really reliable. If pirates weren't stupid, I didn't dare to touch the parrot, which was escorted by Imperial warships. But he had just finished speaking. Immediately, I received an alert that there was an attack by pirates. And that pirate ship, he had already driven in front of the parrot. How could there be such a big pirate ship? Captain Mark, big things are not good. The frigates have all sunk. Just one attack. There will be 2 4-star magisters frigates. All sank. That's impossible. The 2 warships were sunk in an instant. There is no way a pirate could do such a thing. 2 warships with 4-star magisters. It was actually beaten by the pirates' attack in an instant. Mark couldn't imagine. It's something a group of pirates can do. Time goes back a few minutes ago. The pirates had already seen the parrot through their binoculars. Sure enough, there were 2 warships next to it. What do we do now? Give me a little quiet. The adult will watch it. I'm here for today. But I spent a lot of money to hire it. He'll take a good look at it. This is Lord Durard the Lich. He can make us a lot of money. See this legendary existence with your own eyes. It's still pretty scary. I always feel like I'm having nightmares. When the captain said that he was going to attack a ship escorted by a warship, I thought you were completely insane. I didn't expect you to make a pact with the Lich. The captain is simply in the history of pirates. It's a legendary stroke. Just as the 2 were talking, the Lich unleashes the magic ice lance. 2 4-star magisters. Something strange in the air was spotted almost at the same time, although they have done their best to prop up the shield. But the 3 ice guns flew straight towards the ship, even if they've used up the last shred of magic in their bodies. Still unable to stop the 3 ice guns that fell. Great. Our plan worked. Now come with me and make a big profit. Master Durard, you're amazing. It was unexpectedly sunk, such a large warship at once. It's kind of weird. It's obviously 3. There are obviously 3 ice guns I summoned. But why didn't the ship in the middle have anything to do with it? Master Durard, I told you before. Don't sink that ship, for I will take the men of the ship as hostages. The Lich just glanced back at the pirate. Immediately shut his mouth in amusement. He didn't dare to resist at all. You can only curse the Lich in your heart. I do. I don't want them to run away or resist. Cause pointless trouble. And it wasn't powerful enough to sink that ship just now. So, what do you just mean? There's something on that ship that's holding me back. Meanwhile, on the parrot, Captain Mark is trying to control the panicked students. In a no-man's corner, a man in a teasing hat sat there motionless. He gasped. It seems like you've just experienced strenuous exercise. So. Unlike others, Frey and Isabel were calm. Though, Isabel was also frightened by the scene just now. But at least he was able to keep his senses. Calm down, they're just a bunch of pirates. Then them. I'm more concerned about something else now. There are obviously 3 ice guns, but one of them suddenly disappeared on the way down. Did you do it? It's not me. That's why I'm curious. In fact, Frey had already felt the strange magic. But it happened suddenly. He still couldn't stop it, because I feel the same breath as Demigate. In that moment, his mind went blank. After calming down, Frey felt it carefully, although it's a lot like that. But this is the magic that belongs to the undead. If it wasn't for your doing. Who's that? I don't know. I don't know who it is, though. But I'll have to say hello to him. After all, if it weren't for him, we are already struggling in the sea by now. An attack that even the strongest magus can't stop was stopped by a mysterious man on the ship, but not waiting for them to be happy. The pirate ship had crashed straight ahead. After the ship came to a stop, The pirates made use of ladders and hooks. Came to the parrot. Oh no, it's pirates. The pirates are coming. The crew who have been in disarray. Effortlessly killed by the pirates. Those who survived have also completely lost their fighting spirit. There was little hindrance. The pirates boarded the parrot. It seems that I underestimated the ship. I didn't expect there to be so many people up there. There are almost 40 people who look like rich boys. Maybe it's done. I don't have to work hard in this life. Dear students who have money and dreams. Hello there. We are friends with everybody. Scarlet Marauding Regiment. Damn pirates. You know what this ship is? What a ship. Of course I do. This is a treasure ship carrying a group of rich second generations. After all that is said, the rest of the pirates burst out laughing. You damn pirates. How dare you underestimate us? Haven't you figured out the situation yet? The people on these boats. But in the future, I want to become an excellent student of the Magister. You've hit the nail on the plate today. As he spoke, the man began to chant mantras. Prepare to cast your magic. Can be a second. A throwing knife flew straight at the man. You little one. I don't have any eyesight. Do you think I'll give you time to recite the mantra? The knife was pinned tightly to the man's neck at the moment. Just a little more off. I'm afraid the man won't have a chance to tremble. See this scene? Students who have just calmed down. Again in a panic. Frey found out. Someone secretly changed the trajectory of the knife just now. And I finally saw the figure of the mysterious man on the ship. It's not an opponent you can resist. Stay quiet. Don't make a big deal. Why did you miss it? This is our god of wealth. How can you hurt them? Less nonsense. I won't miss again this time. That four-eyed boy doesn't look like a rich second generation. Hear this. The bespectacled student collapsed to the ground in fright. A warm current also slowly flowed out from under his crotch. It's disgusting that this little guy actually peed his pants. It's not okay to smoke my god of wealth. Go wash it for him. In this way, the pirate carried the boy with glasses. Without a hint of hesitation, the boy was thrown off the parrot by them. Help, help, help. Who's going to save me? It didn't take long. The sea was calm again. Unexpectedly, the two-star orca would die like this. But in the eyes of pirates, they just did a very ordinary thing. You damn pirates. Dare to kill orca. Why are you students so verbose? Didn't the teacher teach you well? Almost instantly, 2 bolts of magic flew straight towards the pirate. The 2 pirates who couldn't dodge lost their lives in an instant. When the magic is about to hit the pirate captain, a shield that suddenly appeared, but blocked their magic. He even fought back while blocking the attack. This strange magic that suddenly appeared. It made the students suffer a lot. After the magic is gone, a black figure appeared in front of everyone's eyes. Could this be the legendary Lich? One move to kill the murderers of 2 5-star magisters. It's actually a legendary Lich who can live forever. You have made a pact with the undead. Are you crazy? The undead and the living do not trade. You're just being used by him. We just need to make money. Because we're pirates. You guys love money no matter how much. You can't do that. It was at this time. Isabel hugged Frey tightly. Frey just wanted to push him away, only to find that his whole body was trembling all the time. They are no ordinary pirates. It feels a little dangerous. Lich's words. There is also at least 5-star strength. I can finally understand why the 2 battle mages were defeated by his men. The person who just blocked my magic, come out quickly. I know you're right here. Hurry up and get me out. If it doesn't come out, I'm going to kill them all now. Lord Lich, you say so. So will we. But the Lich just glanced back at the pirate captain. I didn't dare to continue. Past this time, the hooded mystery man still stood up. Are you the one who just stopped my magic? Humans, tell me your name. At the moment when the mystery man takes off his hood, the students present were all stunned. It turned out that the person who had just blocked the attack. He is the strongest student in the academy. Phil and Isabel. Do you know this person? In our school, There is no one who does not know him. He is the highest organization in the hospital, the leader of the Traumen Aid Pearl Society. It is also one of the 3 most influential families in the empire. As second son, and his grades are particularly good. It's a competitor who competes with me for the first place in the hospital, even if the grades are about the same. But his realm is several times stronger than below. After seeing Firen, students at West Lutheran College also felt saved. If it's Firen, fully capable of unraveling the Lich's magic, it's possible that he will really help us through the crisis. Don't make a fuss. That's impossible. Haven't you found out yet? It's hard for him to even stand now. The realm of the Lich is at least 5 stars or above. The man named Fan. Although after awakening, it seems that all the impurities in the body have been removed. But he's only just getting to 5 stars. He blocked magic that was higher than his own. It's not dead yet. It's already a miracle. At this time, Farron regretted it very much. Because I don't want to be too eye-catching. We chose a boat with fewer passengers. I didn't think about it, but it became the biggest bane. Although just blocked the attack. But just one blow made him a little overwhelmed. He knows it well. The enemy in front of him is an existence that he cannot deal with. I have to say, you're in luck. I didn't expect to find such excellent material as you. I would like to ask the captain a question. What is your purpose? Several rich second generations with noble status pass through the dangerous capital of Osaka. As a pirate, how could I sit idly by? So I'm going to get you all safely to Karaponi. Isn't it very intimate? Of course, the premise is, you can give us a satisfactory reward. Case. Then we might as well make a deal. Please let the others go. Just kidnap me. The strongest student of High Luther College. After realizing that you can't defeat the enemy in front of you, he wanted to make a deal with the pirates. Our military family. It will give you twice as much as you want. So I hope you guys will let the others go. Are you an idiot? We got a Lich Lord on our side. In addition to you, we can get other people's ransoms. So why listen to you? You're right. I'm certainly no match for the Lich you've hired for. But I'm confident before that. Take you pirates with you. Hear Fern's words. The pirate captain was visibly frightened by him. Frey, on the other hand, grew fond of Farron. In his opinion, that's the kind of courage a magister should have. This country really has a promising future. But this time, the Lich suddenly cast a spell. Your magic has a particularly enticing flavor. I'm going to suck you straight away. Then turn the flesh into an immortal like me. Serve me forever and ever. From now on, you're already mine. You've all heard that. Negotiations have broken down. Now get everyone on our boat. For a while, the students were all focused on running away on their own. The ambition of once wanting to become a magister. When danger really comes, it's all gone. You boys are fast. At least keep me one. This little sister looks really good. Then I'll choose you. Little sister and big brother go over there to play. Big brother will definitely not treat you badly. You stinky boy. Get out of here. Don't disturb Uncle Ben's yaxing. You bastard. Will you talk well in the end? Looks like you're in the rebellious period. Come here, I'm going to teach you a good lesson. Won't you come over yourself? Who do you think you are? And let me pass. You're crazy. Why provoke him at all? Don't add fuel to the fire. Frey, haven't you been too arrogant lately? Give me less energy. Be honest with me. But the pirates were now clearly enraged by Fred Ward. You know, the first one to die. What kind of people are they in general? They're generally like you. People who don't have the eyesight to see. But here's the surprise. The people who flew out were the pirates who took the initiative to attack them. You're right. But it seems like you're the one who doesn't have the eyesight to see. All couldn't believe it. Frey at the end of the college crane actually has this kind of strength. Everything that just happened. Only Philin could barely see it. Instantaneous mana increments. Let him strike faster than a knife. This speed. Philin was confident that he would never be able to do it. He thought Frey was strong. But I didn't expect to be able to use magic in this way. Defeat the pirate. Frey then used his hand to protect Isabel behind him. Don't be afraid to take a closer look at the Lich. Do you have any opponents you can deal with? No matter what, you have to protect yourself. You're a magister. Just after that kind of thing happened, everyone on board stopped what they were doing. This idiot one-eyed dragon was blinded by a woman. Actually dealing with a student will be missed. But the voice just fell. Frey was already in front of him. In the absence of any reactions, Frey's hand ran through the pirate's chest. Philin, the strongest of the students, is trapped. Just when they gave up resistance altogether, Frey stepped forward. He stabbed his knife straight through the pirate's chest. It's nice to have someone negotiate with you and agree directly. I'm not like him. My personality is a bit rushed, but you don't have to worry too much. I have never taken a human life. Of course, I never thought of you as a human being. This guy is not crazy. Brothers, let's kill him together. Frey backhand. He threw the pirate into the crowd. As he raised his hand, a powerful magic force gradually condensed in his hands. This time he can finally use it. It's a magic that's more powerful than the AO bullet. Well, he's just run out of magic. Let's get rid of him. Can be a second. The pirate's behind Frey. It was swallowed up by a powerful magic. He didn't use any magic. It's just that the magic in the body is released. I can't believe it. Is he really a magister? The way Frey fights now, it's clearly a demonic samurai. But the demon warrior, how could it be possible to use that kind of powerful magic? As a result, many pirates were frightened by Frey. It was also at the moment when he was stunned. Frey had already rushed towards him. Just one kick. Frey rescued the girl from the pirates. Is he vacating now? Take this opportunity to take him down. Frey stepped on the pirate's head. Jump into the air. You guy, can you grow your eyes? Why chop your own people? Frey took advantage of the pirate infighting. I've already accumulated mana in the air. Look at that guy. What the hell did he want to do? Don't wait for them to think about it. Frey had pushed the magic in his hands to the deck. Moment. The terrifying magic fell straight down on the deck. Wait for the smoke to clear. The group of pirates just now is gone. Frey slowly fell from the sky. You bastard. Hurry up and stop it. You're too fast, aren't you? If you dare to lift a finger. I immediately wiped his neck. Do you think you can do it? It turned out to be Isabi. You have already taken advantage of this gap to quietly chant a mantra. The next second, terrifying lightning burst out from his hands. The pirate who had just tried to take him hostage. At this moment, he was lying on the ground and did not move. Time. No one expected this to happen. They didn't expect that. It's so easy to resist these pirates. How about my strength? It should be not bad. You're not very capable. That's what a Mage should be. Wonderful. It's just wonderful. Gray hair, you're amazing. Look at your body. I guess I'm a student guard. It was my negligence. I shouldn't underestimate you. Since you have this strength, let's make a deal. I know you're not an ordinary person, but want to beat us all by yourself. It's still a bit difficult. Go on. Let me hear if there is value in trading with you. You can take half of the people here. That should be enough for you to go back and cross. Hear this. Students began to cry and complain. Isn't that nice? I'll give you a step. Our losses are also not very large. It's simply a win-win deal. A part of the pirates was easily dealt with. After realizing how powerful Frey is, the pirate captain offered to make a request for a deal. You can take half of the students back to the errand. It's a win-win situation for us. You guys such a scumbag. I've killed so many of your people. You can even say it's a win-win. We're pirates. Isn't it normal to have casualties in the course of the battle? You can handpick who you want to take with you. Let's choose now. The moment I heard this, a girl broke free. Catch yourself, pirates. Please, please, you must choose me. I'll give you a good sum of money. How about 100 gold? Enough if not enough for you. Let me do whatever I want. As long as you promise to elect me. With the appearance of the first person, other students followed suit. They had all been caught. At this moment, they broke free from the shackles of pirates one by one. It's a real headache. Isabel, should we take the opportunity to earn a fortune? It's now up to 200 gold. Is there anyone else going to keep adding up? As the number of gold coins continues to increase, some students have begun to report to their homes. As a student at Hillig College, almost all of them have illustrious family backgrounds. In the future, I will become a senior official. We'll definitely meet all your requirements. Think about who can give you the most power. You're not done yet. It's annoying. I'm just kidding. You actually started bidding. Get away from me. The heat died, and the humidity was very strong at sea. A group of imps know how to take money and smash people. Is that your money? It's not what your parents worked so hard to earn. People who want to become magisters are so greedy for life and afraid of death. I can't imagine what you'll be like when you grow up. Listen to it all. Magisters are heroes who protect the weak. As a magister, even if you encounter a situation that threatens your life, save other people's lives first. That's what a magus should look like. Hear these words. The pirates were well aware that the negotiations had broken down. But he was curious. Why didn't the Lich have the slightest intention of doing it? He couldn't help but speculate. Isn't this skull confident that he can win him? Don't guess I'm not going to lose to a mere human. The captain was startled when he heard this. He didn't expect the Lich to have the ability to be poisonous. I'm just watching him. It's the first time I've seen his magic. It looks like it's very strong. However, he is only at the level of a 5-star magus at best. It could never be my opponent, Durad. My lord, I believe in your strength. Feel the magic change on the side. Frey also looked back at the Lich. Magisters like you, I don't even know how many I've killed. Let's give up hope and be a part of me. It's disgusting. Even the tone is the same as that of Demigate. The black demon didn't spare his hand. Directly launched a magic needle-stabbing group attack. I saw 3 spikes flying straight towards Frey. But Frey tilted his head slightly. Easily dodged the attack. Frey, be careful. That's tracking magic. We'll always follow you. Of course I do. As he spoke, Frey turned over again. Dodged the spikes. FJN realized the current situation is very unfavorable for Frey, because this magic doesn't need to be controlled by a black demon. So the black demon can take the opportunity to sneak attack. Just as Frey dodged the spikes, the black demon secretly unleashed a second spell. Able to take out Frey, the Lich is no longer left behind. Needle Prick, which can automatically track the target, is used directly. Boxing while Frey was busy dodging. He quietly unleashed a second spell. I saw countless hands suddenly appear out of thin air on the deck. Now, Frey's attention was still on the 3 spikes. When he discovers the second magic, Frey didn't have time to dodge. The hand of hell struck Frey's body with precision. It's good that Isabel is in time. Shielded the spread of magic. It's just the remnants of the hand of hell. It makes those students who don't have time to react miserable. After blocking an attack, Isabel, for the first time, looked in Frey's direction. But there was nothing but shattered guardrails. Frey was nowhere to be seen. FJN realized their last hope was gone. But at this moment, the 3 spikes in the air moved. Surprisingly, 3 spikes shot straight at the Lich. Cannot. Already a Lich can only open a shield to block its own magic. In order to be able to completely solve the self-release of the Needle Swarm machine, the Lich even had to, untied from Furin. He didn't understand why the spikes would attack him. If the target disappears, magic should be gone too. That's when it happened. The Lich saw their incredulous looks. He suddenly realized, could it be that the human is hiding behind him? The back of your head looks much more pleasing to the eye. That way I don't have to see your disgusting face. Because Frey was never able to be seen. The Lich had to jump into the air on its own initiative. He couldn't imagine how exactly Frey dodged those attacks. and how it came to his back in an instant. But he was well aware. He would never have been able to do such a thing himself. The strength of the man in front of him. By no means what a human being can have. Frey, are you all right? Those attacks just now. But the moment Frey looked back, Isabel was suddenly stunned. It was as if the man in front of him was not Frey at all. Rather, he is the most powerful magister in the history of mankind. Lucas Traumen. What is that? What does this lich want to do now? It turned out to be in the gap just now. Once again, the lich used the magic of sinking the warship. In an instant, all the students were once again enveloped in despair. The same is true of liches. So he had to sink the ship right away, then run away. However, this will not be able to absorb Fine's magic. But after all, it's better than losing your life here. A huge magic shield that can suddenly appear. Again shattered his illusions. And that shield, it was Frey who was released alone. The lich is unimaginable. All of his spears were blocked. You must know that Farron, who is also a 5-star. Just block one and go straight. Vomited blood. Isabel was also completely shocked by Frey's strength. But this time, the lich unleashed a much larger class. You're just a human being after all. Give me death. This time Frey didn't use magic. I saw that his legs were accumulating violently. In the next second he relied on the flesh. Shattered the icicle larger than the ship. Lich at the moment. Also immersed. The shock of his own magic being destroyed. Didn't notice it in the slightest. Frey was already in front of him. Magisters are only in the flesh. He broke an icicle bigger than a ship. After the crisis is resolved. Philin and Isabel. The protective shield was also propped up in time, when the ship blocked the ice that had been shattered by Frey. At this moment, Frey had come to the lich. You rookie, who doesn't have enough 5 stars. How could it be possible to block my magic? Because I know some shortcuts. It's so easy to deal with your magic. What do you mean? Do you know how to break through 5-star magic? Can you push harder? It's hard to be able to use the magic of the Olympiad bullet or more. It made me happy. You megalomaniacal fellow. Who are you? I'm Frey Blake. It is said to be the tale of the 10,000-year-old crane of High Luther College. But my real name is Lucas Traumen. It was specially reborn from the world of 4,000 years ago. Teach you a lesson. The strongest magister. The others could only look at the two in the air from afar. I couldn't hear what they were saying at all. Hear Frey's words. The lich seemed to be greatly stimulated. Sling the bull. Lucas Traumen is long dead. Sure enough, the back of your head is the most pleasing to the eye. The next second, Frey ran his hand through the lich's body. That's the core of who you are. If not ruin him, you will never die. Each lich has a different core location. To identify your core, it took me a lot of time, as Frey popped the core of his hand. The black demon's body also turned to ashes in the air. I didn't expect him to really win. And it was easy to win. It's disgusting that I didn't expect the black demon to lose. So what do we do? What's going on? Isn't he an immortal? Why would he still die? But at this moment, Frey has appeared quietly. Behind the pirate captain. I don't need to say it. You should know that too. Negotiations have broken down. Now you can all die. Almost in the blink of an eye. The pirates were all killed by Frey. Frey shook his hand. Clean up the blood on your hands. The rest of the ship. They all watched in silence as they saw what was happening in front of them. This fantastic journey is finally over. After Frey disembarked, someone stopped him. You're very strong. It turned out that the person who caught up was Farron. I admire you. Unexpectedly, Frey didn't say a word. Turn around and leave. But behind him, Farron's movements. But it caught his attention again. He was my savior. I will never forget this kindness. Don't do that. Please look up. See Phil's stubborn look. Frey couldn't help but sigh as well. How it feels. Resisted the attack of the black demon with all his might. Your internal organs must have been injured quite a bit. Nothing serious. Instead, he vomited the blood away. Felt better afterwards. Don't be pushy. You stinky boy. Do you think I won't be able to see it? What the hell is going on with you? A black demon that even court magicians can't easily defeat. Actually, the back. And I've heard your name a long time ago. Heard? You are the least gifted student in the history of the college. And you're coming to prominence in the last few weeks. Have you been hiding your strength before? Whatever you want. As the saying goes, life is impermanent. Fan didn't get angry when he heard this. Yes, you have a point. Life is impermanent. Do you want to come to my house after a while? I want to thank you so much. Frey saved Firen's life. I was invited by the June family. But here's the surprise. Frey actually refused. I'll go when I have time. Are you crazy? It was the June family, one of the 3 major families of the empire. A lot of nobles want to get in touch with them. Hear Isabel's words. Frey suddenly thought of something. Phil, lend me some money. Not too much. 20 gold coins are enough. You took this opportunity to ask him for money. As a practitioner, can you pay attention to your words and deeds? You're hilarious. And it's not because of you. This guy doesn't bring any money with him when he goes out. Actually, it doesn't hurt for me to give it to you. Where are you going to use it? We want to use a portal in Karaponi. But the cost of picking up gold coins over there is too expensive. So you want to go to the capital. This is for you. This is my thank you. So it's okay if you don't have to. Frey didn't expect Philin to make a move. He gave himself 300 gold coins. Not so much. 20 gold coins are enough. I don't have any change on me. You'd better just take it. Frey felt suddenly, I hate these rich second generations a little. Though, I'd love to invite you to my home right now. But I'm getting ready to get married now. If you go back, there must be a lot of trouble waiting for me to deal with. Are you showing off this guy? Don't do that. That's not something to be happy about. Because my father forced me to do so. Hear Furin's words. Frey seemed to have thought of something. That's right, your fiancé. Does he have a sister? He seems to be from the country of Leonov. It doesn't matter, no. Sister's words. Anakin, too. He seems to be the young lady of the wild Kurdish family. Their family has cultivated a lot of outstanding momentum. I don't know if I'm a good match for him. If only he knew I was a thin magician. I'm sure I'm going to be disappointed. You are a top student in our college. You are not weak at all. Farron, you must not be discouraged. Aren't you handsome? If he has a sister or an aunt, please be sure to contact me immediately. See Frey like this. Isabel finally couldn't help it. But Fine on the side couldn't help but laugh. I don't know how long it has been since I've laughed like that. You're such an interesting person. They already have different destinations. Soon the time will come to separate. Don't forget to come to my house. Don't make me an ungrateful person. Yes, I'll see if I have time. I don't know why. Isabel has a special feeling. Seems Frey and Firen are old friends who have known each other for a long time. After saying goodbye to Firen, the two change their outfits. It's back on the road. This thing is really amazing. You can even use subspace magic. Put the bottom bag. Dozens of times the space is put in. Is this your first time meeting? It's not really that big. Look at the bustling scene around you. Frey couldn't help but sigh. Now compared to the era in which he lived, technology has advanced a lot, and the population has also increased a lot. It's been 4,000 years. The world hasn't changed much. This can only be indicated. Demigate deliberately limits human development. But he didn't understand. What is the reason for Demigate's doing this? He's obviously one. A guy who is very good at stealing the fruits of human development. What are you thinking? We're already on the portal. Frey knows that too. There is no point in thinking about these things now. It's better to meet Demigate next time. Just give him a good beating. He is the strongest 9-star magister in the history of mankind. But he was demied by the self-proclaimed god Demigate. One-handed repression. After 4,000 years of sealing, Lucas finally took on the role of Frey, reborn in this world. But he found 4,000 years. the world has largely changed. This means the development of humanity was deliberately limited by Demigate. But Frey is no match for Demigate at all. So his primary purpose is to improve himself. So he and Isabel relied on the teleportation array, came to the Eden Mountains, known as the Monster Paradise. He found that even 4,000 years had passed. There is still no change here and before. In order to have a smooth rest in the future, the two walked into a local tavern. It is for 5 people. A little more bread and meat. Ask for another beer. I don't know. Why doesn't the Academy provide us with beer? If you don't take 2 more sips. I've almost forgotten what beer tastes like. It was during the time when Frey was whining. The boss had already come over with his meal. Look at you like this. Are you mercenaries? See the hearty food in front of you. Frey completely ignored what the boss had just said. You're going to the Eden Mountains. Looks like he's a newcomer, dressed in brand new armor and swords. Feel like you can kill a vicious path. Frey still ignored it, just gulping down beer. Actually, this is not a bad thing. After all, young people should be so ambitious. But you'd better go back after eating. The Eden Mountains are not for you little ones. I've heard that it's full of monsters. We also know that there is no wrong. Often dangerous, very dangerous. You don't understand anything at all. Sorry I was a little rude. I have a son about your age. When he was a child, he said that he wanted to be a mercenary. So as soon as I saw you, I thought of him. So how is he now? Have you become a good mercenary? He had recently lost his life after going to the Eden Mountains. He went in at that time. It was to protect a pair of maids who were collecting medicine. In the end, only the little girl survived. He was the one who told me about my son's death. So I advise you not to go there, even if it's a veteran mercenary who has been fighting all year round. If you go there, you may lose your life. Finally, Full, can you tell me what monsters are there? Really, even if you know you're going to die. Do you have to go? Frey didn't answer, but the look in his eyes said it all. Looks like I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. Just like that, the boss took out the map. For Frey, the two of them gave a detailed introduction to the suspicious mountains. Thank you so much. How much do we have to pay for those who just eat? Forget it, let's take credit first. Give it to me if you can come back alive. How can you make money in this business? There are a lot of people who do say that about me. Your sausages are particularly delicious. Don't lie. Many people say that we have nothing but alcohol in our house. Everything else is garbage. I'll remember both, though. Next time I come, I'll make you even more delicious sausages. Do you still owe me money? So be sure to come back alive. Of course, I'd like to eat the sausages again. Just like that, under the watchful eye of the boss. Frey and the others took advantage of the darkness to enter the Eden Mountains. The Eden Mountains that became a monster paradise. At the moment, it has become a slaughterhouse for monsters. The reason for all this? Just because of the break-in? The two of them are worthy of the Eden Mountains. There are so many powerful monsters just entering the mouth. I finally knew. Why did Your Excellency bring me here? Just practice here for a month? It's definitely rewarding. You're thinking too much. I'm not here to catch these minions. We're here for Hughes. Copy, you were talking about the great sage Shiosai's. The one that was built. Although there you can find the power to command the world. Isn't that a copy of a place that only existed in legends? With that kid's character, even if it's a copy, it could never be an ordinary cave. Frey remembers. When I was still Lucas, Hughes once told him about the mountains that went straight to the sky. A lake high up in the mountains, and a small island in the middle of the lake. I'll be there waiting for your arrival. Straight into the mountains. It should be referring to the Lake Mountains. The lake at the summit is probably a volcanic lake. In Frey's opinion, it was indeed a place that Hughes would like. So just find the island over there. In fact, it can also be called a legendary place, because it will be especially dangerous there. You need to be at least 6 stars to check it out. So you have to reach the level of 6 stars in a month. You're not going crazy, are you? No matter how hard you try. I want to get the 6-star Magic Island Stone. It will take decades at least. But Frey ignored him. First of all, we must find a suitable place to cultivate. You have to look for it too, as long as it's a good place to concentrate your magic. Just like that, the two of them killed monsters at the same time, as he walked towards the depths of the Eden Mountains. Gradually, Isabel has been able to adapt to the monster strength here, but he still couldn't see it. What the hell did Frey want to do? Found here. That's what we're going to fix next. The place of refining. Originally, there is also a cave hidden behind this waterfall. After entering the cave, Frey used candlelight to act as lighting. This is where we're going to practice for a month. Isabel, from today onwards, I will teach you the cultivation method of struggle. I didn't tell you before. It's because this cultivation method is too dangerous. If you forcibly cultivate, you may even lose your life. So you just need to watch it for now. With that, Frey went into a meditative state. Slowly, all the magic of the Eden Mountains. It's all starting to converge here. Frey is absorbing all the magic of the Eden Mountains. See such a sight. Isabel was a little incredulous, and so it went on for a day and a night. Frey finally finished preparing for the struggle. He turned around. I found out. Isabel is also imitating herself. Soak up the magic. Although Frey had long known that Isabel was talented, but his strength is still beyond Frey's imagination. The most commendable. It's Isabel's thirst for learning. I don't know how long it took. Isabel finally opened her eyes. He found. At this moment, Frey was looking at himself with a lewd expression. Isabel was taken aback by Frey. I thought he was going to plot against him. You've just done a great job. It seems that you were very talented. But for now, let's take a break. It's time for us to eat. Once you get to the right place, Frey finally had to teach Isabel the cultivation method of struggle. The first step in cultivation. It is to inhale all the magic around you into your body. But if you want to continue, they also need to eat something to replenish their energy first. I'm not very hungry under it. So Your Excellency should keep it for now. It's you who absorb enough magic. So I mistakenly thought that I was not hungry. If you want to continue cultivating, you have to force yourself to eat it. That's it, two of them, comfortably chewing the flesh in his place. Until not so long ago, I never thought I would be able to cultivate with Your Excellency. In fact, I've been in Your Excellency for a long time. I felt an extraordinary atmosphere. Obviously, just an excluded student. But it is a reason to let you look at it from below. I guess it's the kind of temperament you have. But see Your Excellency these days. Feel like someone else again, although it is not very clear. But Your Excellency seems to know what path to take, and without a hint of hesitation. Which one do you think is the real me? Of course, all of them are real, because humans don't change easily. Humanity will only grow. Anyway, I want to thank Your Excellency for this change. If it is a former excellency, in order to train well, the two of them spoke of this alone. Isabel paused suddenly, because it occurred to him suddenly. Myself and Frey spend a month in such a tiny cave. Do not worry. I said it a long time ago. I don't have any interest in small children. Hear Frey say that. Isabel was even more unhappy in her heart. This time, he noticed that Frey seemed to be doing something at the entrance of the cave. I'm laying out shortcuts. I don't want to run into monsters while I'm sleeping. Okay, let's go to bed. Today is the first day. You have to get some rest. As soon as the words fell, Frey's snoring. It had reached Isabel's ears. Although Isabel is glad, Frey didn't do anything to himself. But his heart was very unhappy. I even wanted to beat Frey up. After a tiring day, Isabel also quickly fell asleep. I don't know how long it took. Isabel woke up, and Frey, he was already ready to enter the next cultivation. How long did I sleep? It's about 5 hours. Think of it as the last rest. I'm going to start cultivating hard today. Now begin the struggle for Kaskin's cultivation method. I'll say it again. This method of cultivation is particularly dangerous. So don't force me to do it just yet. You just have to look at it. As soon as the words were finished, Frey entered a state of cultivation. I saw that the magic in his body was changing rapidly. When everything calms down, the magic in Frey's body, it is divided into two different attributes. This is the first time Isabel has seen her. This way of cultivating, it gave him a great shock for a while. Now, the two magic forces of water and fire are constantly fighting in Frey's body. They did what Frey wanted, constantly fighting each other. Sometimes the magic of the water attribute suddenly takes over, but in the blink of an eye, the fire attribute magic suppressed it again. Frey constantly adjusts the two forces in his body. It's like adjusting a scale. This peculiar way of cultivating, it's the legendary struggle. Once you know the general method, Isabel immediately began to try. But the magic in his body had just changed. Began to riot. Isabel simply can't sustain this. Spit out a mouthful of blood. He was only slightly unbalanced. It brought so much pain. Isabel couldn't imagine. Frey can actually meditate, carry out this practice calmly. He couldn't help but wonder, what level of strength has Frey reached? Try the cultivation method of the great sage at a time. Isabel was highlighted by the magic array in her body. But Frey was able to do this kind of practice like meditation. After realizing the gap, Isabel also gave up the idea of forcibly cultivating. The days that followed, he tried to cultivate every day. Unconsciously, it's been 2 weeks. He didn't know how long Fu Lei would cultivate. After taking a shower, Isabel is back to the cave. When he saw Frey, he couldn't believe what was in front of him, because he can already see it. The magic that erupted from Frey's body. That means Frey has 2 weeks' time. I'm about to reach the realm of 6 stars. The rate at which this horror grows makes Isabel doubt her common sense. But he didn't know. Now, Frey also felt that his cultivation speed was too slow. After adjusting your mindset, Isabel began to practice again. With the experience of the first few times, Isabel has been able to hold on for a lot longer. Just like that, the week went by in a flash. The two are still cultivating and fighting in the cave. Isabel suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. As long as there is the slightest concentration, the magic in him, the balance will be upset. But this cultivation method brought him up. It was something he couldn't have imagined before. In his opinion, if the seniors all cultivated in this way, that's the current level of the magister. Regression is a matter of course. That's when it happened. A loud bang caught Isabel's attention. He discovers that Frey's subordinate J is under attack. And it doesn't look like it lasts long. It can be a second. Jijia was actually shattered directly in front of his eyes. A huge monster walked into the cave. This monster was something he had never seen before. I don't know when. Frey had also stopped practicing. This is the immortal bird. Isn't the immortal bird in existence called a divine beast? Frey didn't answer him. But look at the way Frey looks. Isabel knew he wasn't lying to herself. Although Isabel knows. There are all kinds of monsters in the Eden Mountains. But he didn't expect that there were legendary mythical beasts here. I guess it's because I'm struggling to cultivate. He was taken by me. The fire attribute magic on his body attracted it. Frey, be careful. Mythical beasts are not something that humans can control. You'll have to see how long I go. Didn't you come to me just to ask me for help? Isabel also wanted to remind Frey, but he saw something unbelievable. Now, the undead actually rested its head on Frey's chest. How is this possible? The feathers of the immortal bird are fire. You can touch it with your bare hands. Because it's not hostile to me. Its feathers won't burn me. Don't be scared just because it's a mythical beast. You look at its body. There was a huge wound there. If you're not careful, your heart will be torn apart. It's a miracle to be alive. Du undit bötstito. It's an immortal bird. It just has more options than other creatures. It doesn't mean you won't die. Isabel couldn't imagine. An immortal bird that is a mythical beast. How could he have been so badly injured? It is impossible to imagine what kind of existence exists. It can inflict so much damage on the undead birds. The legendary mythical beast, immortal bird, actually broke the barrier. Come to the cave. But he's here for the purpose of it. But it's not to attack humans. Instead, he hoped that Frey could help him heal his injuries. Looks like you've had a big fight with a master. It's okay. I seem to be able to help you, said. Frey then channeled his magic to the immortal birds. Isabel felt that the mythical beast was in front of Frey. Like a fledgling, you've taken away all the results of my cultivation these days. The immortal bird chirped a few times, as if to express his apologies. Just kidding. It's over in a moment. This was the first time Isabel had seen it. Frey had this expression. And it's not just expressions. Even the tone is completely different from what it is on a normal day. Isabel even felt. Even the air around me has stabilized a lot. Much original. Frey is reminded of a friend of his own 4,000 years ago. Why are you so weak today? It can't be because it's raining. You're an immortal. It can't get so bad even if it rains. The immortal bird spreads its wings to vent its frustration. The state is not good, though. Quite a temper. See who reaches that peak first. Those who lose are not allowed to eat lunch today. Come to think of it, Frey opened his eyes, silently looked at the immortal bird in front of him. I suddenly remembered some of the past. One of my best friends is very similar to you. With the magic entering the body, the immortal bird's injuries gradually improved. After full recovery, the immortal bird also has the aura that a divine beast should have. It's a response to what you remind me of the past. Don't be so pushy next time. After the treatment is good, the immortal bird left without looking back. But he kept a feather in the cave. This stinky boy. He actually left me a gift. His feathers can be used to heal wounds. Or make magic items. It can be sold for a lot of money. It seems that this guy understands the into newspaper. Not the same with someone. To feed and clothe him for several days. It's not useful at all. Your Excellency, you weren't just talking about it. Your Excellency, you can't be kind to humanity. But Frey ignored him. At this moment, he has entered the state of cultivation. In this way, a week passed in the blink of an eye. These days, Frey hadn't eaten. Looks very weak. But in Isabel's eyes, Frey's whole body exudes an incomparably mysterious aura. If not superior strength, Frey looks like a street scoundrel. He was cold and sharp at times, but he is extremely gentle with the immortal birds. Feel like a virtuous sage. Or the archmagister like that. I don't know why. Isabel was again in Ferdin. Ray saw the figure of Lucas Traumen. He guessed himself. It's because I am full of admiration for Frey in my heart. It was at this time, the magic on Frey's body began to change rapidly. After a week of cultivation without eating or drinking, Frey finally opened his eyes. Under Isabel's gaze, Frey slowly stood up. It feels unbelievable, though. But Frey really did it in a month? Congratulations on becoming a 6-star magister. It only took him a month. It has become something that others can only achieve in decades. 6-star magister. Isabel has witnessed the process with her own eyes. But he still couldn't believe it. To know before Frey, the youngest 6-star magister in the world is also 35 years old. If let people know, the students of High Luther College entered the realm of the 6 stars. There will definitely be chaos in the world. Now, Frey can gather magic just by breathing. But the next second, he stumbled. Almost fell to the ground. I've only been hungry for a week. That's what the body looks like. Would you like to eat some dried meat? Let's go hunting. I want to eat something with oil and water. But the two walked outside the cave. But he was frightened by the scene in front of him. You can see it everywhere here. There are monster corpses everywhere. No wonder the barrier was broken. There are no monsters to bother with either. It turned out to be the guy who was the immortal bird. It seems that it is the divine beast that protects us. Frey remembered what she had said to him. I couldn't help but feel a little relieved in my heart. Looks like we don't have to go out hunting. Eat them and go straight to the Hughes dungeon. But at this time, a scream could be heard in the distance. It was the cry of a man, and it's not far. Damn, I'm starving. I saw Frey slowly squatting down. Push your legs hard. The next second, he just disappeared in front of Isabel's eyes. How can you leave me behind? People are gone at the same time. Where the screams came, a bruised mercenary was wailing. You suck too. At this level, he is actually the squad leader of the Skeleton Axe Gang. I'm ashamed of you. I drink too much. Okay, don't explain it anymore. Now it's my turn to show you. A bunch of idiots. Stop playing, let's go. Deputy Chief of Mission. Let me throw it again. I'm about to turn defeat into victory. I don't know. The woman named Dylon was still Damon. When to come? It's been almost a month. I really don't know. How long are we going to stay in this place? You stupid bunches. Show me clearly. I'm going to hit that guy this time. As he spoke, the man threw out the flying knife in his hand. Look at the approaching knives. The tied man kept wailing. But the throwing knife was about to hit him. I don't know what bounced it off. That's what it was just now. Didn't you hit it like that? Looks like I won. Now, even the wind is on my side. All right, let's go. It's time for the deputy head of the regiment to get angry. But an unfamiliar figure appeared beside the man. Scared me. Who are you guys? When did you come over? Almost instantly, the men held their weapons firmly in their hands. This kid seems to be dying. No, he seems to be dead. Use living people as targets to play darts. You bastards are pretty creative. Isn't he dying? What the situation? He can even speak. The next second, the person who had just spoken had already separated his hands and hands. His body fell to his knees. Not far away was a scythe. It all happened so fast. Everyone was still in place. Lawrence recognized it as the 5-star magical Reaper scythe. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Now come and atone for your sins. Frey's first stop as a 6-star magister. I met a group of thieves who targeted the living. By the time Isabel arrives here, the battle is over. I saw only the ground. There were corpses of thieves everywhere. Frey just stood quietly in the middle of the corpse. It doesn't look like it's just going through a battle at all. Did you kill them all? I only spared one person, but I cast tracking magic on him. This guy seems to be the deputy head of the regiment, so they should also have a regimental commander in charge. Do you want to catch them all? Seeing this indiscriminate killing of innocent people, how could I stand idly by? Because humans hate each other. Fighting is a scene that Demigate likes to see. So Frey couldn't let him get his way, even if it's just a small thing. It is conceivable that Demigate will be happy. Frey felt disgusted. Excuse me, are you two here to save me? Although you are pathetic, but you've bled too much. There's no reason for us to take you along. Please, I can't die here yet. But Frey didn't seem to hear the man's voice at all. I also want to apologize to my father before I die. The moment I heard this, Frey silently looked back. Meanwhile, news that the 3rd Squad has been completely annihilated. It has reached the ears of the regiment commander. Are you drunk? How could a ghost appear in the Eden Mountains? It's really Captain Custer. I've seen it with my own eyes. The guy had long gray hair, as thin as a whipping post, and I could smell the rot on him. He seems to be very good at fighting in the mountains. We didn't even resist before we were wiped out. In an instant, everyone's heads were cut off. I was the only one who barely managed to pick up a life. Hear the words. Custer calmed down. Begin to analyze it carefully. The ghost in his mouth is supposed to be a magician, and it looks like a very strong person. Heightened security. If that ghost is found, alert everyone right away. That guy is a battle mage. Kill him on the spot when you encounter him. Could it be that the wild Kurdish family sent it? That conceited knightly family. How is it possible to hire a magician to be a bodyguard? And also, did you just target a living person again? Who's your target? It's just a rookie mercenary. Not long ago, the people who were arrested in order to protect the mother and daughter who collected medicine. It stands to reason. It is impossible for such a person to hire a magician. Custer couldn't figure it out. What the hell is this magician? Soon after, There was an extra van in the forest. Besides, the ground was littered with knights' corpses. These people are without exception, all from the wild Kurdish family. Don't look at me like that. I'll be soft-hearted. Do you know how long I've been waiting for you here, uncle? The famous knight family is also the eldest daughter of Kurd, Dailin. Also Kurdish. Dailin didn't have time to answer Custer, because he also has to face the bandits that are constantly attacking. Although the strength of these thieves is not very strong. But after a long battle, Dailin's strength has also decreased significantly. His sword, there is no longer the irresistible momentum of the beginning. It's almost effortless. Dailin was sent flying by the thieves. But even now, Dailin can still rely on her skills. Hold steady. But she was well aware. I am no match for this group of people. The eldest daughter of the Ben Knight family. While passing through the Eden Mountains, an ambush was encountered. Now, the ground was already lying with knights of the wild Kurdish family. Even Dailin was exhausted. You're so charming. I don't want to give up even if I play like this. The side of the kingdom of Leonov really lives up to its name. It was not in vain that I lived in the mountains and forests for a month. Dailin Yi Kurd, you're the same as rumored. What a big beauty. As the eldest daughter of a famous knight family, stronger than any male heir. At the age of 18, a genius knight who was awarded the title of Rainstorm by the king. I'm right. Now there are only two maids left by Dai Lin's side, and Lu Tiqing, who has long since retired and has no combat effectiveness. Look at the opponent, and not only more than 20 people, and every strength is not bad. Dai Lin was clear. If there are no surprises, I'm going to die here. I'm curious about one thing. Where are your mage guards now? What do you mean by that? So far, are you going to continue to humiliate me? As a family of legendary knights, we don't need a magician to protect us at all. The magicians of this era are a bunch of underdogs. After temptation, Custer realized it wasn't Dai Lin's men who attacked them, so he wondered who that ghost really was. What exactly is he here for? Don't worry, I won't kill you right away. What do you mean by that? What do you think? Do I need to say anything more about this kind of thing? I didn't expect people like us. I had the opportunity to play with a noble lady. It's really exciting to think about. Hear this. Dellen was so angry that she trembled. Defiled by people like you. I might as well bite my tongue and kill myself on the spot. Then there is no way. Seemingly, we can only let those two young ladies play slowly with us. To catch you one, we've lived a trapeze life for a month. So everybody was feeling a little. You'll have to compensate us. We're not going to let you die so easily. Fall. That's when Dylan knew why these people stayed. Two maids who have no fighting power. Miss, please rest assured. We won't hold you back. If you can die for Miss Dylene's honor, that's an honor under that. Seeing Luchen's eyes, Dylan knew she had made up her mind. And so far, it really doesn't get any better way. I'm sorry, guys. It is I, my incompetent master, who has harmed you. Miss, please don't say that. We also grew up eating wild Kurdish food. Miss, please. Please help us with your own hands. If we become their plaything, there is no word to face the young lady in heaven. Dai Lin clenched the sword in his hand hard. Then we will meet in heaven. What the hell are you talking about? Do you want us to run for nothing now? For the honor of the two maidens, and the honor of the wild Kurdish family. I'm Dai Lin. The wild Kurds will embark on a new journey with you. Damn it, stop him. Don't be stunned. Give it all to me. However, Dai Lin had already swung the sword in his hand at this moment. But the next scene stunned everyone. Originally, also the two maids of the Kurdish family did not die. On the contrary, the sword in Dai Lin's hand had long since disappeared. After learning the purpose of the thieves, Dai Lin was about to do it herself. Kill your two daughters. But the moment of truth. But the sword in his hand was taken away. Dai Lin couldn't imagine it. There is such a powerful existence in this group of people. Until now, They are all still trampling on their dignity as knights. I'm sorry. It seems I can't let you die a glorious death. Now I am, in the name of the eldest daughter of the Kurdish family, ordered all the staff to bite their tongues and commit suicide. Miss Dai Lin, until the call of Luchin was heard. Dai Lin came back to her senses. We've been looking for so long. You're finally willing to show up. Dai Lin found out. A stranger with his own sword. Stand beside yourself. See Frey, who suddenly appeared. Dai Lin and her gang had absolutely no idea what was going on. My men are still looking for you everywhere. I didn't expect you to deliver it to your door in person. Frey casually returned the sword to Dai Lin. So you're their leader, right? Dai Lin, who took back the sword, looked confused. He didn't know whether the people around him were friends or foes. See the direction in which Frey came. Custer suddenly remembered something. How did you get over there? There should be our camp over there. This guy. What happened to your subordinates? Of course, you took good care of it. Kill me. That bastard. He must not be given time to recite the mantra. Guessed by previous intelligence. Frey is supposed to be a battle mage. And the combat power of the battle mage is just like that. It is simply impossible to gain an advantage in close combat. Can be a second. Sudden magic. And they beat these thieves to pieces. For a while, even Custer could only resist with difficulty. Custer, though, knows that the enemy is a battle mage. But I didn't know that his strength was so strong. And the attack is not over. There are also countless spells in the air that are closing in on Custer. Seeing such a shocking scene, the others were also stunned. Who the hell are you? What exactly is the purpose? You can rest assured. We are not your enemies. Custer is confident. No one knows battle mages better than they do. All magic has a specific attack frequency, so the offense can't go on forever, because magic is so powerful. So Custer guessed. Frey's main target of attack is himself. This meant that Frey would stop attacking because of the calamity, or because of a lack of concentration, hacked to death by his own men. But anyway, Frey's final fate was only a dead end. But at this time, he found his own subordinates are constantly flying past him. That illustrates all of them. At the same time, he suffered such a powerful magical attack. In Custer's opinion, it's simply not going to happen. A magician. There is simply no way to have such a great magical power. Karst was struck by magic without paying attention. He was already well aware. He is by no means an opponent of the magician in front of him. After Frey's attack stopped, very few people have survived, and those who survived were all covered in bruises. Custer, who was desperately begging for mercy just now, it seems that the hope of winning has been found. He had no magic anymore. Kill him now. Hear this. The thieves all tried their best to get to their feet. Are you out of magic? Let me help you. I saw Frey slowly raise his hand to stop Dai Lin. It's dangerous to get out of the way. A thief who was beaten by Frey and begged for mercy. The moment you see the magic stop, I want to fight to the death right now. Seeing this, Dai Lin also wanted to protect the unenchanted Ferdin. Unexpectedly, Frey reached out and stopped him. It turned out that Frey was using another spell at the moment. I saw that the earth suddenly began to tremble. Time. The thieves didn't know what was going on, until the ground shatters. That's when they learned that Frey had used seismology. But at this moment the thieves had no time to escape. Almost instantly, all were sucked underground. The only thing they can do. It's a constant wailing between the rocks. The scene in front of him brought a great shock to Dai Lin. He couldn't imagine. A magician who is despised by his own family. There is such strength. Just a few seconds, and annihilate all the enemies they cannot resist. Isn't seismology 5-star magic? He wasn't there just now, dealing with thieves. When the hell is it? Actually, those were all for the release of seismology. In the stalling of time, Dai Lin couldn't imagine the magic that was so powerful before. It turned out to be just a lead production. Actually, I've never seen it before. Before meeting him, I never thought magic could be used like this. Until now. Dylan only knew. How deep is my prejudice against magicians? I'm Dylan from the kingdom of Leonov. Wild Kurds. Lao Tzu's name is Frey Blake. You're rude. How embarrassed are you to say me? I just saved you. I'm really sorry. This guy doesn't know what to call in the next. It's Isabel Trisna. Just because I was still fighting. Dylan didn't feel the slightest stench on Frey. He could smell it clearly. A foul stench came from Frey. It turned out that he was a member of the black family, Luchan. Do you know him? That's Gast, one of the most famous families of the UK Empire. The current head of the house, Lit Black. He is one of the 8 7-star magicians of the Empire. He is also the owner of the 6th magic tower. Anyway, where are you going now? We're going to the closest city here. I heard that there is a city called Islam near here. Now, it looks like our destination is the same. I'll take you there. Thank you very much for your kindness, though. But we also have to deal with the bodies of our companions first. This is estimated to take a lot of time. Do you want to bury them here? There can't be so many people. You can't transport them all to the city. Then I'll help you get them to the city. Frey just raised his hand. The knights of the wild Kurdish family were all floating in the air. The carriage that just fell apart. It was also reassembled into a small van. This is an unbelievable scene. Once again, it gave Dylan a great shock. I'll help you. Dispose of the bodies of your companions. Let's go now. That's it. Several of them embarked on a journey to Islam. Duration. Dylan learned a piece of news that shocked him. Frey was only 20 years old. Just look at the appearance. He also thought that Frey would be in his 30s by 2030. It doesn't really matter. It's always good to be young. Frey's answer made Dylan on the side completely confused. Those people seem to have been waiting for you in the mountains. Do you know who instructed it? The eldest daughter of the wild Kurds was attacked. Tule was very curious about who was behind the scenes. According to the thieves, they had been waiting here for more than a month. And a month of words. It happened to coincide with the time when they left Leonov. We couldn't guess who was instigating. The wild Kurdish family has a lot of friends. There are also a lot of enemies. But even so, their strength is just too strong, since you can hire such a powerful group of thieves. The power of the man behind the scenes must also be great, although Frey subdued them in one fell swoop, saying, "How did you prove your power? I used to think magicians are just a bunch of weak beings. But today, because of you, completely changed my previous thoughts." Is this kind of question still to be asked? Of course, it depends on hard work. After Frey finished speaking, Dylan was left alone in the wind. Soon after, the group finally arrived at the port of Islama. They will wild the corpses of Kurdish knights, shipped back to the family. Also let a maid, responsible for keeping an eye on those knights on the ship. Under the gaze of several people, the brave knights set out on their way home. Thank you both. Thanks to you guys, they can return to the arms of their families. You're welcome. It's also our pleasure to help you. We also have our own things. Then there it is. Farewell. But as Frey leaves, Dylan rushed up and grabbed him. Frey was curious. I don't know what else he wants to do. Dylan looked shy. I want to repay you for your kindness. Don't be so polite. Just help each other. Please. If you let the two of you go back like this. What is the face of our Kurdish family? Frey, though, has a lot of experience. But I don't know anything about this kind of interpersonal relationship. As a last resort, he could only look at Isabel. Trying to get some help? Isabel didn't say anything. Just smiled and nodded. Then, treat us to a meal. I happen to know of a shop that makes sausages that are particularly delicious. And so Frey took them. I returned to the tavern before my departure. Dylan. This is the first time they've come to this kind of place. It's not quite used to it yet. Here's what it looks like. It doesn't seem to be suitable for the aristocracy to come to eat. This kind of dirty and messy shop will sell the most delicious food. You stinky boy. My shop is dirty and messy. You don't look at what you've become. But you came back alive. It's great to see you all again. We are not the only ones who came back alive. And one more person you may recognize. And that person, it was the mercenary that Frey had rescued from the thieves. The moment I saw a man, all the food in the boss's hand fell to the ground. Kazan, are you Kazan? Is it really not dead? After recognizing his son, the boss immediately took out a bandage to help him bandage. We've taken care of him. Just rest well for a few days, and you'll be fine. He was there to protect the mother and daughter. He was taken hostage by gangsters. Although I don't know whether he has the talent to be a mercenary, but he was a man. It's not at all as bad as you always thought. Father, I've always regretted that I shouldn't have quarreled with you. Also ran away from home. It's all right. It's good to come back alive. A mercenary rescued by Bray from a thief. It turned out to be the son who had long since died in the mouth of the boss. Isabel, curious how Frey knew. Do you need to ask? The two of them look exactly the same. You dragging your feet. Seems to be very good at healing magic. It was a surprise. The man who dragged his feet in your mouth. Are you talking about me? By the way, I was going to be with my companions. Stay here together today. But it looks like it's full. So many guests. It seems that this shop is very popular. Although it's a pity. But let's look elsewhere. I'm so sorry. The sausages at this house are actually really delicious. You guys fuck off. Didn't you hear? It's closed today. Said. The boss slapped the food off the guest table. He pushed and kicked away the guests who were still eating. I'm going to give you this meal today. Get out of here. After driving people out, the boss didn't forget to put a sign on the door that said it was closed. What does it mean to be full? Look at me. There was obviously no one in this store. Wait for me to play well. Let's go take a shower. They had all been in the Eden Mountains for so long. Naturally, there is no reason to refuse. As the eldest daughter of a nobleman, Dylene's arms are covered with ugly scars. He shook his hand. Seems to want to get these scars out of his arm. It's just that he knows it very well in his heart. It's just futile to do. Meanwhile, the table was already full of food. Frey hadn't eaten for a week, desperately stuffing bread into his mouth. It just so happened that at this time, Dylene split a bath towel. The ship has finally arrived. We've all been eating for a while. See Frey after taking a shower. Dylene for a while, occasionally blushing. Are you feeling unwell? Your face is so red. I didn't expect you to look like a human after taking a shower. But Dylene stumbled, almost fell to the ground. Fortunately, Frey helped him up in time. You have too many wounds. Hear this. Dylan shook Frey's hand away. He clasped his arms tightly, trying to hide these scars. It's so handsome. These are all signs of your hard work. It's the first time I've heard someone boast about their scars. Dylene's face turned even redder. By the way, I heard that a few of them are going to Gastuk. Where is your final destination? We're going to go to the June family. Dylene at the moment. I don't have a bath towel draped over my body anymore. Hear the June family. Frey was both shocked. They remembered the villain they had met not long ago. You need to know. Villain is going to marry Miss Wildcurd. Are you going to travel to the June family to get married? Do you know Master Fian? Frey and Lord Farron, a friend of High Luther College, in the matter of the marriage contract. It was also told to us by Villain himself. It turned out to be Dylene, your Fern's fiancé. Farron, this guy is really blessed. Soon the night passed. The time has come for them to be separated. Miss Dylene, wish you can survive the rest of your trip unharmed. Frey waits for you to finish your business. Let's take a trip to the military family. If it's okay, then I'll go. Okay, I'll be waiting for you there. The woman who was inadvertently saved. It turned out to be Farron's fiancé. On the occasion of parting, Dylene extended the same invitation as Farron. Frey, after giving the same answer, embarked on the journey again. Aren't you happy? Can be favored by an aristocratic girl like Dylene. That said, Villain, that guy shouldn't be spent. It's a lifetime of luck. Isabel didn't understand. Frey clearly can't stop lusting for women. Why don't you even have a little eyesight? We have arrived at Hughes's copy. It's over there, Frey said. It was the mountain that towered into the sky in the distance. See the scene in front of you. Isabel couldn't believe her eyes. No wonder it's called the Derrick Mountains. It turns out that this place is full of drake dragons. No, one of the strongest creatures in the monster. It's the drake dragon. Do we want to get into the dungeon? Do you have to fight that kind of monster? If only it were that. Take a closer look at our feet. In front of the two, there is an incomparably huge footprint. The Dragon King seemed to be dozens of times bigger than them. See what you're looking for. Isabel fell to the ground with her legs limp. But it can't. I've never heard of such a large drake dragon. Panic what? This is the Eden Mountains. Whatever happens, it doesn't feel strange. A place known as the Hell Mountains. Isabel didn't understand. Why did Frey suddenly use magic? The powerful impact instantly knocked Isabel flying. The next second, a huge tree trunk. It fell into the position that Isabel had just placed. Your Excellency is out of your mind? Why are you suddenly attacking me with magic? Wait for him to look up. Only then did I realize that there was a monster holding a big tree in front of me. Although Isabel knows. Frey is there to help himself dodge monsters. But he didn't understand. Why didn't Frey just shout out to remind himself? The orc's in front of them. It has 3 eyes and red skin. There is no doubt that this is a mutant. The owner of the tavern said that there were mutants near the mountain. It seems that he is right. After the attack is dodged. Once again, the orcs chose Isabel as their self. Own goals. Almost at the same time, Isabel also reacted. He unleashed the fireball technique as he adjusted his position. Judging by the magic he unleashed, Isabel compared to before. There has been significant progress. But surprisingly, the blow hit the orc, but it didn't do any harm. His skin is highly resistant to fire. I guess it has something to do with those drake dragons. Could it be a tribute evolution? So what do we do now? What else can I do? Since the fire attribute is useless, then we just use ice. Frey only made 2 small show ice cones. It made Isabel feel like it was winter. Isabel didn't know why. Frey always reminded him of the archmagus, Lucas Traumen. After the ice pick is formed, Frey didn't hesitate. Immediately swung forward. I saw 2 ice picks like cannonballs. Hit the orc. In the eyes of the 2. Such an attack can definitely kill the orcs in front of you in an instant. Can be a second. The orcs launched a new attack again. They can't imagine. Such a strong ice pick. They couldn't freeze through the orc's body. An ice pick made by a man. It makes people feel like winter is coming in an instant. He just waved his hand slightly. Icicles can shoot at enemies like cannonballs. But here's the surprise. Such a powerful icicle. It can't penetrate the orc's body. For a while, Frey and the 2 could only flee in embarrassment. This guy is really tough. It's already this time. Are you still in the mood for a joke? As she spoke, Isabel fired another fireball. Although it still did not interrupt the pace of the orc's attack. But it affected his vision. Gave the 2 of them time to hide. That guy except purified the attributes. I also strengthened my bones and skin. Generally well defended monsters. Fire attack is best dealt with. But don't forget that his skin is resistant to fire. It's like the last time I buried him with seismic. Do you want to use that kind of loud magic? Attract all the dragons around? Now he alone is already noisy. At this time we must have the will to attack a point. After thinking about countermeasures, Viewer took the initiative to stand up. How to use such a useless attack again? Not to say, do you have to attack a point if you want to succeed? Your Excellency is not thinking a little too simple? Frey didn't elaborate. Just line up the icicles all together. The 2 who saw the disappearance finally appeared. The orcs couldn't help but roar angrily. Can you not dismantle my platform? I don't even want to use magic that moves too much. You're still shouting so loud. With that, Frey shot his first icicle. This one hit the orc's head with precision. but the orcs were holding the ice picks on their heads. Straight ahead, sure enough, it still didn't work. Frey, use other magic. All you have to do now is watch quietly. Don't get in my way. Frey kept shooting icicles in the air, and without exception, all of them hit the orc's head with precision. Gradually, the orcs finally showed signs of falling, and at the moment, there was only one last ice pick left above Frey's head. There are no surprises. The last ice pick also flew towards the same goal. 10 ice picks. Makes orcs look like they have a horn on their heads. With a loud bang, the mutant orcs have finally fallen. See? Focusing on one point is the most effective approach. But at this time, behind the two of them, the roar of the monster was heard again. They can see it at a glance. This is the Drake dragon entrenched in the vicinity. Damn, orcs made it. The movement is still too much. He sucked all the dragons around him. Draw it. The dragon of Drake, who was attracted by the sound. At this time, 2 people on the ground were also found. It seems that this trip should not be too boring. The Drake dragon possesses a strong sense of fire magic. But to solve them for Frey, it's not that hard. So Frey thought. Use them as a test for Isabel. Deal with fire-type monsters. The best way to use it is water magic. But Isabel's 2 ice blades. But it was all bounced away by the dragon's body. Soon, the Drake dragon is about to be used on Isabel. When exhaling, Frey pierced his body with an ice blade just in time. That's it. All the dragons that chased after him were defeated by Frey. But at this time, there was a loud noise on the ground. In front of the 2 of them, a huge monster appeared. Frey solved it easily, a dragon drawn to by the orcs. But just when the 2 let their guard down, the Dragon King has appeared. Frey immediately covered Isabel's mouth. It's not a monster I could defeat right now, so let's wait for him to leave. The only thing they can do right now, it is to pray that the King of Dragons will not find himself. Now, a huge foot landed in front of them. Luckily, the Dragon King found no trace of the 2. After the Dragon King left, the woods were razed to the ground. But the footprints left around them tell them nothing was just now. The next 2 weeks, Frey has been here to fight monsters. After each battle, he began to meditate to regain his strength. And Isabel, it was to use healing techniques to help him recover from his injuries. Although there is no need to fight, but Isabel still looked tired. Thanks to the monsters here, though, Frey's strength will have a qualitative change, but he still has one thing to accomplish. A crucial thing. Let's go, Isabel. Now it's time to go there. Then the 2 of them used flying. Came to the towering peak. Don't let your guard down. Follow the character of Hughes. Raise a giant monster in this lake. And it's not a strange thing. How will your excellency know? Hughes' copy is here. Because that guy has a mantra. There's a beautiful lake in the high mountains that goes straight into the sky. And then there's a little island. He said he just wanted to live carefree. In such a desperate situation. How did you know that? But Frey didn't answer him. Just tell Isabel that she has found it. After 2 people landed, Isabel was also stunned by the sight in front of her. He had never seen such a beautiful island. I knew Hughes guy was going to choose this place. Underneath the island, there is a copy several times larger than this island. The island is just an entrance. Although it looks plain, but it's actually very particular. It's really that guy. After coming here, Isabel feels Frey seemed to be getting stranger and stranger. Not much. Several people found a huge tree. This tree is too big, too. At first glance, this is an entrance. It's so kind. He even left me a staircase. Isabel looked at the current Frey. He had countless questions in his mind that wanted to ask him. But in the end, he didn't speak. Because he knew it was impossible. That's it. Step by step, the 2 of them walked towards the depths of the dungeon. I don't know how long it took. A huge door appeared in front of them. How the hell is this thing going to be opened? This is the magic array built by Hughes himself. If opened with brute force, we're going to be killed. After some exploration, Frey placed his hand on the ball beside him. For a moment, a large amount of smoke erupted from the ball. The smoke slowly turned into a child in the air. Finally, someone came again. "Can you hear me? This boy is really arrogant. Who the hell is he?" But Frey didn't answer him. Now, Frey was trembling as he looked at the child in front of him. Bay has gone through a lot of hardships. Finally came to the Hughes dungeon. But the moment the child appears, he couldn't help but tremble all over. "Welcome to my copy. At first glance, I want to come here to make some benefits." Little magician. Frey reached out to the child in front of him with trembling hands. "But it's a pity. It's just fantasy. Let's put your hand over the child's face. It's like it's just a fantasy recorded with magic. You guy, how can there be so many tricks? How many years have you lost yourself? Damn stinky old man. Actually, it's good to see you like this. Hugh Zeeslaw. So what are you here for? Let's talk about it." The moment I heard this, Frey's eyes were already welling up with tears. "But even if you speak, I can't hear it either. After all, this is an auto-generated recording. But it doesn't matter what you want. I'm sure I'll get it in the end. Because here is a copy of my Huzzestrau." Frey thought for a moment. Eventually, that question was asked. "How did you die?" "Of course, I won't let you in easily. Want to enter the dungeon? You have to answer my questions. If you answer a question incorrectly, there's a good chance you'll never get out. So be careful." The voice and tone in front of him. It's all exactly the same as it was back then. It's like going back to the carefree days of the past. But now, no matter how much Frey shouted Hughes, he could no longer hear it. Frey realized it for the first time. "I became a loner. He used to love dearly. Those have long since turned to dust. And the guy who turned them into such a fate, still ruling the world at the moment. So Frey had to defeat those bastards. Dragging. Not a man at all. Then I'll start asking the first question. What I Hugh Straw hated the most." Frey replied without hesitation. "Demigate. Congratulations on your cute little magic that got you right." The door of the play slowly opened. Hughes' figure also vanished. Frey didn't say anything. Pointed straight into the door of the play. Isabel hurriedly followed. "Frey, do you hear Isabel's words?" Frey silently looked back. Isabel has a myriad of questions on her mind. He was tempted to ask Frey, but when the words came to his lips, he didn't know how to say it again. "What are you still doing?" This is a copy of Hughes. According to his character, definitely not so easy to get us in. No one knows what traps await us ahead. If you let your guard down, there is a real possibility of death. If you want to be stronger, abandon those distractions. Let's go inside. I really didn't know what was waiting for us in front of us was the beginning, or the end. After traversing the long corridor, Frey and the others also came to the second door. Previously, he had placed his hand on the ball, as usual. Summon Hughes fantasy. Hughes is still in the same attire. It's just that this time he has changed the appearance of a young man. It seems that every time you pass through a door, he's going to be like that. He's going to be like at different times. I won't say anything more. I'm going to start asking the second question. By the way, I forgot to explain. The deeper you enter, the more powerful you are. But you can only take one item. If the regulations are violated, these adorable figurines are sure to be very angry. If you take the wrong step, you will be sentenced. So more. Plus, be careful to say the copy of Hughes. There weren't any monsters in there. The way to clear this dungeon, it is to answer a series of questions posed by Hughes. Elise Pizaman. This woman is particularly annoying. I really can't understand the witch's way of thinking. We're fighting to save the world. He turned out to be, for a man, it doesn't matter whether the mainland is in dire straits. Elise Pizaman. Isn't that the Dark Witch Elise? Frey also recalls her impression of Elise. Her hair was as black as the night. A woman with a mysterious smile on the corner of her mouth. She is fully qualified to be called the Dark Witch. She didn't know. What man will be in the world? Don't bow down under her pomegranate skirt. At the thought of Elise, Frey couldn't help but drool. Elise is annoying, though. But I actually hate Lucas even more. Elise chased her so obviously. But the boy didn't know anything. I obviously like women very much. But there is no vision at all. What a magician. I felt the golem standing behind me. They all have more vision than her. Forget it, I'll ask you questions. Elise enslaves 3 powerful demons. One of them has 6 arms and holds different weapons. But Hughes wasn't done yet. Frey has the answer. His name is Azura. After giving the correct answer, Frey went deeper into the dungeon. Start here. The corridors are already filled with treasures. And the third door in front of the Hughes. There's been a change again. This time the illusion changed to a middle-aged man. That's when Frey knew. This entire copy is actually Hughesser's diary. But he didn't know, when Hughesser built it at the time, what kind of mood is it in the end. He was also curious. What the hell Hughesser is trying to send? That's Frey. Almost inside the Hughess copy. There was no obstacle. All the questions that Hughes asked. It's all questions that have nothing to do with demonism. With curiosity in your heart. Frey walked through the next door. This is already the last door. Hughes at the moment. It had become something Frey had never seen before. He couldn't imagine. This old man in front of him. It's actually a close friend who gets along day and night. Lucas Traumen. At the age of 40, he became the world's #1 great magister. He is also the mentor of all mankind. Be able to be friends with him. It's the pride of my life. It is also the greatest happiness. Actually, I'm also Shiosai's. Me too. Hear what Frey said. Isabel's eyes widened for a moment. I'm going to ask you one last question. Say my real name. Until this moment, Frey finally knew Hughess' purpose. Because he alone knows the answers to these questions. Freeton was 2 seconds. The answer is given. Hughes Xaviersman. Hear this answer. A smile appeared on Huesh's lips. Go inside, there's something I've got for you. I'll continue to ask you for the future. Hearing this, Lucas Frey hurriedly stretched out his hand. He also wanted to see his old friend again. It's just a pity that it's the same as before. Huesh's illusion dissipated into smoke. Frey still kept that move. His hands were shaking. Isabel couldn't believe her ears. Because Hughesser turned out to be called Frey. Lucas. Frey, after answering all of Hughess' questions, finally came to the last room. It's not the same as the previous ones. It's full of life. As soon as Frey came in, I rummaged through the boxes on the ground. In a few moments he got a bottle of potion. Finally found it. What is it? Almighty holy water. Your Excellency said that this is the almighty holy water. That's not the legend of being in the abyssal cavern. It takes 1,000 years to condense a drop of oil. I heard that you only need to drink 1 drop. It can increase the magic power and chi and blood of the whole body. Even ordinary people become a 4-star magus in an instant. You're right. This is the effect of the all-purpose holy water. But isn't that just a legend? Is this really all-purpose holy water? Of course. If I want to reach the realm of 7 stars in a short time, his help is necessary. Is that why you're here? Said. Isabel also began rummaging through the boxes. It didn't take long for him to find a pair of earrings. What is this? See the earrings in Isabel's hand. Frey was visibly stunned. Does Lord Hughess still like jewelry? But this style is really old-fashioned. Hughes a bastard. Actually put such a boring thing. Placed in the last room. It's called the Ring of Typhoons. That's what I built when I was bored before. What does that mean? Something you built. Why is it in the Shiosei dungeon? Those were earrings I built 4,000 years ago. Originally, it was boring to relieve boredom. But Shiosei's especially liked it. So I gave it to him. I really didn't expect him to treasure it until now. Can you explain what you just said? Didn't you guess at all? I'm Lucas Traumen. Although Isabel has long been aware of it. But the moment the truth is learned, he was still as frozen as wood. 4,000 years ago, I fought with Theseus against Demigaltris, and in the end I was defeated by him, imprisoned in pitch-black hell for 4,000 years. Yet one day, a voice came to my ears through the darkness. It was Frey Blake's voice. I don't know why he called me. I don't know why my consciousness is tied to him. Anyway, I finally answered his call. The body I have now was given to me by Frey. And so I thought you wouldn't believe it. The story does sound absurd, but too much had happened before coming here. So now I feel the opposite. This absurd story is very convincing. Your Excellency is Lucas Traumen. Lord Lucas, greetings below. You'll call me Frey from now on. This also helps with my planning. And can you please stop being so sensual? I'm getting goosebumps coming off. After explaining, Frey found a place. Silently look at the Ring of Typhoons. This time, Isabel finds another bracelet in the box. It was the staff of the great sage. It's Hugh's favorite piece of equipment. You can't use this stuff. Don't get sucked up by then. Magic. After putting on the Ring of Typhoon and the staff of the great sage, a powerful magic. It gushed out from the body of the floating mine. Although I'm not a big fan of using magic gear, but this is a relic of my friend's life after all. Just as Frey sighed, Isabel has found something new. This is the heart of the golem. Look at the magical power stored in it. It doesn't seem to be an anti-thing. Let's take it first. Now all that's left is Hugh's desk. After getting to Hugh's dungeon, Frey gets his old friend's outfit when he died. The only place that hasn't been explored right now. All that's left is the desk, because it's infused with magic, and a candle that never goes out. Started a long time ago. He just likes this kind of mess. I felt it. Lord Huggesser wants to use the most welcoming environment. Greet your hard work. Lucas casually flipped through a book on the table. But when he saw the words on the first page, he was stunned. It says Lucas is gone. This is what Rhodes did. Because if it weren't for that guy, it is simply impossible to make Lucas disappear without a trace. What to do exactly? It's not just a 9-star magician. Disappear as simple as that. It's the backbone that can unite us. The last hope of humanity. And just gone. Hugh's diary. A record of what happened after Lucas's disappearance. The confrontation between the Demon King Caskin and the Cindy Lucid. Elise, the Dark Witch, also suddenly disappeared. After the entire continent was controlled by Demiget. Huggesser alone. It seems that I can't trust the same humans anymore. Because they look adoring on the surface. I actually wanted to get close to Hugh's and take his life. On the diary, a detailed record of every day of Hugh's struggle. The miserable appearance of Frey's best friend fighting alone. Lucas is the Inquisitor. No one can take his place, although I have tried to carry his burden. But every time in that moment, I could feel my own powerlessness. And because of his vacancy, he felt deeply powerless. Sorry, Lucas. It's all because I'm so incompetent. Hugh's, you idiot. Why hold on alone until the end? The mood of being left alone. After I went through it, I was able to understand it. Just let me be with the loneliness you once had. Now it's up to me to carry on this mission. Just look at me silently. Watch me clean up Demigate with all the rage. After Frey finished reading the diary, keep your head down and prepare to leave. Wait a minute. There seems to be another page in the back. Those who see this page, please complete. Altos. All the clues are in my best masterpiece. Inside Altos. Lord Frey. What do you think Altos is? Frey pulled out the golem core he had just had. It is engraved with Altos. It seems that Lord Hugh's. He hoped that someone could help him finish the golem. Shiosai's is quite an accomplished puppeteer, called the finest masterpiece by that guy. What kind of existence is Altos? If that's you, it should be perfectly possible to use that core. Complete his masterpiece. But Frey, who heard this, fell silent, because he has always been very bad at making golems. Was even ridiculed by Hughes for this. Lord Frey, what's wrong with you? Are there any other concerns? Just get this done anyway. You can figure it out. Isn't there a blank history recorded in the diary? And what is the blank history you were talking about? It was during my captivity. What happened? But this time, Frey's expression suddenly became unusually solemn. What's wrong with your excellency? Have we forgotten something? Isabel, out of this hole. You must get me back to the village right away. It turns out that the Dragon King of the Drake, with countless Drake dragons with him, squatting outside the cave, after Frey came out of the Hughes copy. Amazing discovery. Countless Drake dragons roam the cavern. Have you been waiting for me? The Dragon King of Horak answered me. I know you're already self-conscious. You're so interesting as a human. I have indeed been waiting for you. You bastard. Dared to trespass into the territory of Lord Torquay. You were in the woods just now. Let's find our traces. Why pretended not to see it at the time? Frey's voice was shaking. Again, Isabel. It's the first time I've seen him so nervous. For I am waiting for you to come out of it. The people who came out of there carried good things. I finally knew. Why did your body get so big? You used the dungeon as a trap to hunt humans. You actually took me. There is a place that is extremely cherished. It became a trap to fill your stomach. I'm going to make you pay the price you deserve. The moment I saw Frey's eyes, Torquay felt a hint of fear. At that time, he was not as strong as he is now. But that woman still left an indelible shadow in his heart. Your eyes reminds me of a person who makes me very unhappy. Isabel, get out of here now. I don't have the confidence to deal with him. Then you can't go even more. People like you eat best. So let me enjoy it now. Said, Torquay spat out a mouthful of dragon streams at the two of them. Frey immediately summoned the staff of the great sage. With the help of the staff of the great sage, Frey's magic interrupted Torquay's Dragon Creek. Haven't you figured out the current situation? If you guys stays around, it's just going to get in the way. Although Isabel would love to help Frey, but he understood that this was the truth. Your Excellency, hold on a little longer. I'll be back shortly. After Isabel left, Torquay's dragon lizard is once again charged. Frey this time, you can also dodge attacks without any fear. But Torquay chased after Frey. Torquay kept spitting dragon lizards at Frey. Frey, on the other hand, relied on his dexterous posture, dodged the attacks one by one. But the next second, Frey jerked to a halt in the air, in front of him at the moment, suddenly blocked by the Drake Dragon. As a last resort, Frey had to use magic to kill them. After summoning the Ice Times, Frey summoned another tornado. A combination of the two attacks instantly pass through the dragons of Drake. Hit it tightly. The dragons of Drake who stood in their way were all destroyed. But Frey is well aware. What he did didn't really make sense. As long as Tolka is around, this battle will definitely not. In looking at the huge Tolka, Frey suddenly had a plan. Burst is cast, but it takes 3 seconds, so it has to be according to his speed, as well as the direction of the attack. That's it. Frey unleashed his magic according to his calculations. Burst the moment Torquay flew in, but precision is at work in his body. After a powerful explosion, Torquay's body was already enveloped in flames. I have to admit it, you're really nice as a human. In such a short period of time, calculated my speed, caused an explosion inside. But now what's going on with you? That's a good idea. It's just that the power is too weak. A powerful burst bomb exploded inside Torquin's body. But here's the surprise. The attack didn't hurt him much. You weak humans are pitiful. Torquay was just flapping his wings. Powerful currents can interfere with Frey's flight magic. Now, in front of him is Torquon, the Dragon King of the Drake. Behind him were countless Drake dragons. Frey was in a complete dilemma. The only way, probably is, drink the all-purpose holy water that Huggiser left for him. But Isabel asked this question not too long ago. Isn't this just for the sake of the all-purpose holy water? Why not drink it now? Do you think this is really an ordinary nutrient? I want to stabilize holy water. Even it would take me at least a week. If there is no food and water, you can't stay here forever. So Frey was clear. To drink holy water here is to kill yourself. Frey wasn't in a fight. After taking out the Drake dragon that was in the way in front of you, he immediately accelerated his escape from the encirclement. I don't know when. Torquay had crept up in front of him. At the present distance, there was absolutely no way Frey could hide. Avoid this thing. Moment of truth. A pillar of fire slammed into Tortan. Rush to help. It was the undead bird that Frey had saved before. These Drake dragons are like little eggs at the moment. In front of the mythical beast immortal bird. They had no chance of winning. You guy, is it finally healed? Hear Frey's words. The immortal bird chirped a few times in response. What is this? Don't bother me, little one. Immortal bird, you go quickly. Not his opponent. But the immortal didn't seem to hear Frey's words at all. Straight to the flap of his wings and rushed towards Torquay. But the immortal birds attacked with all their might. But it didn't do much harm to Torquay. The immortal birds, let's go. He has a strong resistance to fire. Yes, he is your natural enemy. Run, stinky boy. Listen to me. The undead did not run away. His eyes were resolute, even though he knew he might die. But he still wanted to buy time for Frey. But Frey wouldn't run away. Or rather, Archmage Lucas Traumen. Never leave your companions behind and run away. Frey finally realized his weakness. Could it be because this body is not his? Or maybe it's because the magic of the whole world has faded. So he's getting a little sluggish? Frey is well aware. The real reason is because of my lack of determination. He was reborn in this era. I don't have the determination to become stronger. Without a hint of hesitation, Frey came to the cave closest to the battlefield, even though Frey knew he might die because of it. But death was for Lucas once. It's just a kind of everyday. With such a feeling, Frey swallowed all the all-purpose holy water in one gulp. Powerful magic burst through him, inflicted endless pain on Frey. Almost instantly, Frey's hair turned gray. But the magic of terror was not suppressed. Frey's mouth and nose began to bleed. He kept hammering the ground, trying to calm the magic. Frey knew, I have to win this battle, because there are still people fighting for him outside the cave at this moment. When Frey is about to be hit by Torta's attack, the immortal bird arrived in time, saved Frey's life, and bought him time to absorb the all-powerful holy water. No wonder it feels familiar. Aren't you not the same as it was not long ago? The beast that escaped from me. I had a lot of luck today, although the guy who escaped was also very good. But your vast life force is worth more than his. It turned out a month ago, the immortal bird was wounded by Torquay. Torquay wanted to kill the immortal birds, become nutrients for your own growth. But the immortal bird on the verge of death, still bursting with powerful energy. But in Torquay's view, such an attack has no effect at all. But he didn't expect it. Attack of the immortal birds. In fact, it was to cover for escape. Torquay didn't chase the undead birds, because as long as it's in the Eden Mountains, they'll always come across it. The dying undead bird escapes to a waterfall. There he met a human, that human with his magic, healed the wounds of the immortal bird. The immortal bird remembers. Humans have a saying when they heal themselves. My companion and I had the same experience. It is precisely because of this sentence. The immortal bird regarded Frey as its own. Now my companion is in danger. How could he sit idly by? Even if the enemy is a natural enemy who has almost killed him. But so what? It's a pity, though. Faith cannot bridge the gap in strength between them, no matter how hard the immortal bird tries. Natural enemies are natural enemies. Meanwhile, Frey's side also encountered greatly, although he had been prepared for it for a long time. But he didn't expect the side effects to be so big. A rebirth that was hard to obtain. it was still going to be destroyed by his own hands. At the moment of falling, he began to regret it. He no longer had the stamina to continue absorbing. But Frey didn't know either. Is it really just physical strength that he himself lacks? Just when Frey was about to fall into darkness, he felt a warm light appear in front of him. Don't move the Shuanchi ring yet. It hasn't fully worked yet. Isabel, how did you end up here? Your Excellency is not saying that you want to soak up the holy water to the fullest. Do you need some dry food and water? Your Excellency said that you are now the only one left. I can't relate to your feelings, though. But when I'm the only one left, I seem to have learned a little, although I don't know what your ultimate goal is. But believe in you below, and only trust your Excellency. So don't say you're alone. That's the kind of thing you can do. You're not a small oil bottle. But thank you so much. Until this moment, Frey finally knew what he was missing. What he lacked was never physical strength. It's not about persistence and determination. It's about trusting the people around you. Meanwhile, Tolton also felt the anomaly around him. There was an extremely powerful chill, erupting from the cavern. Just as he let his guard down, the undead bird attacked by surprise. This blow directly blinded Torquay in one eye. But the immortal bird was also bitten by him because of this. "You ant! How dare you blind Lord Torquay's eyes?" said. Torquay smashed the immortal bird to the ground. He didn't eat the immortal bird in the first place. Instead, he is constantly venting his inner anger. "You bastard. Obviously going to die. Why do you still laugh? I'll talk about it now. Rotten your wings, and then bite into pieces." The moment when Torquay wandered, the immortal bird pecked him blind. But he also, because of this attack, got a bite from Torquay. Just when the undead was about to be killed by Torquay, an attack suddenly struck at Torquay. If it weren't for Torquay's dodge in time, you may have died on the spot. Torquay didn't know what the hell is going on inside this cave. But this time, another wave of light spread outward. Light waves this time. Almost all of the Drake dragons have been affected. Any dragon that comes into contact with a light wave, all turned into ice sculptures. Torquay was a little bit of a foot. The ice on his body shattered immediately. But the other Drake dragons. But I didn't have such good luck. Torquay lived for thousands of years. It's the second time I've felt this way. Instinct told him to get out of here. The feeling that Frey brings to him now. Just like the woman who used to come here. Torquay did not hesitate in the slightest. Immediately about to escape. He couldn't imagine. I was terrified. And the two objects that terrified him. It's all human. Just as he was ready to wait for his eyes to heal. When you come back for revenge. Frey didn't know when. It's already in front of him. Torquay hurriedly flapped his wings to stop. He couldn't imagine. Human beings can be faster than themselves. Torquay was about to spit out dragon breath. Countless ice picks had already appeared in front of him. There is not a hint of a chance of reaction. The icicles were all stuck in Torton's body. But he still carried it. Didn't drive yourself crazy. Falling from the air. You damn human. How could you possibly defeat Lord Tolton? Can be a second. He found that Frey in front of him was long gone. Because you're too conceited. That's why it's so lax. A guy who has lived for thousands of years. He only knows how to fight with his eyes. That's when Tolton knew. Frey took advantage of the blind spots he couldn't see. To move the moment, Frey summoned an ice pick again. Directly hit Tortan. Just pecked blind by an immortal bird. You damn bastard. You are so despicable. Torquay then whipped Frey with his tail. Frey's body shattered many peaks at an unknown rate. Before stopping. But Torquay found. I just came into contact with Frey's place. It was frozen and buried in Frey's stone pile. There was movement again. Torquay couldn't imagine. Frey turned out to be intact in the attack just now. Are you really human? Who the hell are you, sacred? Why did you come to my territory? Isabel hid in the corner at this time and watched the two silently. Although now it seems it was Frey who had a great advantage. But Isabel is well aware. Frey could faint at any moment. It was at this time Frey has summoned one. Huge ice guns. What a powerful breath. Do you want to fight me? Torquay, though, didn't know what the hell happened to Frey. But this move is a move that even the dead birds can't resist. So, he decided the ice-like Frey couldn't stop it. While Frey was still charging, Torquay was taken by surprise. Unleashed his strongest killer move. He could have defeated the dragon with his speed advantage. But he just wanted to use his ice attribute. And the Drake Dragon, which has a fire element. One move determines the winner. It turns out that Frey at the moment, it does not completely stabilize the magic of the holy water. If you enter a protracted war, Frey could faint at any moment. Just while Frey was still charging, Torquay has already put his strongest killer move. Fortunately, at the critical moment, Frey's ice gun was also completed in time. The moment when two magical forces collided stirred up the airbag of terror. This force even makes Isabel feel the whole mountain is shaking. The moment is right in front of Isabel's eyes. A dreamlike state where fire and ice are entwined. It's simply beautiful. However, the fire attribute is the restraint of the ice attribute after all, and the magic power of the dragon. Nor is it comparable to human beings. Isabel realized, if it continues, Frey is likely to lose the fight. And this level of fighting, he was of no use at all. But the next second, Isabel noticed that something was wrong. Frey, who was supposed to be unleashing magic. At this moment, it is long gone. The winner is about to be revealed. No human being can surpass me. But Tolton wasn't done yet. Isabel's eyes were already widening. It turned out that Frey had already relied on the death scythe at the moment. Cut off Tolton's head, just when Torquay thought he was winning. The king of the Eden Mountains ended his more than 1,000-year reign. Isabel didn't see it at all. When did Frey come behind Tortan? He couldn't believe it. The 1,000-year-old king of Drake is really dead. And Frey isn't in his heyday. He couldn't imagine just how strong Lucas Traumen really was. But at this time, Frey fell from the sky without warning. Isabel hurriedly flew over to catch Frey. You're okay. Your body is now the same as ice. The immortal bird, take me to the immortal bird. Your excellency is really amazing. Defeated the king of Drake so easily. That's because he has so much less combat experience than I do. But he wasn't alive. Thousands of years. Massacres and actual combat are completely different. Fight against opponents of equal strength. Some strategy and tactics are needed. I use tactics to make him believe in me first, and then go all out. In fact, I only used 8% of the magic to release the ice gun. Then I used the last 2% of the magic. Moved behind him. Gave him the fatal blow. Just 8 achievements made such a big ice gun. Benefit a lot under it. It didn't take long. The two finally came to the place where the immortal bird was. It's a pity that they are still a step late. The immortal bird was already in the fierce battle just now. Lost life. Frey raised his hand. The body of the immortal bird floated into the air. What do you want to do? Your Excellency. He just saved me. Now I'm going to save him. Frey will be the corpse of the undead bird, transported to Torquay's body. Isabel was amazed to find the breath of fire that bubbled up from Torquay's heart. It is gradually being absorbed by the immortal birds. This energy is enough to revive the immortal bird. Torquay is gone. In order to compete for the position of king of the mountains, there will definitely be a big war here. Let you be the king. Please keep my friend's copy safe. You have to be the master of this mountain range. I look forward to seeing you again. During the week in Slane, Frey forcibly absorbed the almighty holy water drake. Tortan, the dragon king, had his head cut off. The immortal bird has not been resurrected until now. It's only been a few days, but it felt like a long time, and some of them are even 4,000 years old. But it's still like yesterday, obviously in the same time and space. Frey, however, always seemed out of place. Whenever he's alone, Frey always had a feeling of being abandoned by time. Fortunately, a voice pulled him back to reality. I've already booked a boat back. Ticket. But it's a pity that there are no ships that can sail today. It's okay. It's really hard for you. How does the body feel? It's okay, but I feel like I'm getting fatter. Huggister's weapon obtained in Torquay's lair helped us a lot. The powerful fire attribute of the Sharamanda cloak relieves the icy aura of holy water. You have to, though, get all the weapons in the lair back. The subspace wrap has become so bulging. Although it may not be used, but never put a friend's relics. Put it in that kind of place. Then again, school is about to start. It's been a long vacation. It always feels like years have passed. We've only been in Islam for a week. Shall we go to Lord Fine's house? Because the June family is in Terrapony. The two simply came to Fine's house. See this luxurious estate in front of you. The two of them are like primitive people who have never seen the world. When did you two visit the June family? Farron wasn't there. I'm here to find him. Please, who are you? I'm his friend. I didn't ask you this. What's your name? The guards are unimaginable. This impolite man turned out to be a friend of Fan. Frey wasn't the same as before. He said his name directly. My name is Frey Blake. You know, Fionn mentioned this before. I have a friend named Frey. He was the third son of the Black family. If he comes, reception will be carried out in accordance with the highest treatment. He couldn't imagine. This hillbilly in front of you. It's actually the little master's best friend. Exactly at this time, a carriage stopped at the door. This is the carriage of the young lady of the June family. What's wrong? What's going on here? Miss Ira. The two of them claimed to be friends of the little master. Brother's friend. It turned out to be Master Frey. I often heard my brother talk about his name. This should be Miss Isabel over here. I'm Farron's sister Ira. Please get on the bus. I'll take them in and sit down. Ira's words and deeds are full of aristocratic atmosphere. Frey wasn't impressed, but Isabel was stunned. What a beautiful young lady. Even if it's the same woman, it's tempting. I'm so sorry. Miss, we have not yet confirmed the identities of both of them. But Ira didn't say anything, just silently glanced at the guards. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have questioned them. I'm relieved for Miss. That's it. The carriage carried Frey and the two into the manor. Frey rode into the June family in Ira's carriage. But after a long time, I still haven't seen the June family's house yet. Ira kept an eye on Frey all the while. Why do you keep staring at me? Do you have anything to say to me? You don't feel the same way I did what my brother said. And isn't the hair gray? How did it turn white? That's what you say. A lot has happened during this time. You don't have to be so polite. After all, you're my brother's friend, and he is also a son of the Black family. Okay, no problem. Originally, I was worried that I would not get used to it. What's the matter? You said let me be polite. I heard that you and your brother are both students at West Lutheran College. At West Lutheran College. What kind of person is my brother? I didn't know that Farron was 2 years older than me, so I can't meet it at all. That's when Ira knew. Frey was about the same age as himself. But he couldn't imagine. Philin is actually friends with this kind of person. I don't know how long it took. Finally, you can see Farron's home in the carriage. The next journey, Ira led the way. After getting a message from the guards, Farron was also waiting early. Doorway Frey. You're finally here. Why are you here now? Any idea how long I've been waiting? How are things going? It's pretty much all solved. What's the deal with your hair color? Not bad, isn't it? I just got a new look. I'm dying of exhaustion. And I'm so hungry now. Look at how much weight you've lost. Even if I don't say it, I know. Ira is so big. It's the first time I've seen Philin so excited. Brother, don't you see your sister? No. How could I not have found our princess? Forget it, you guys might as well have fun. With that, Ira turned and went into the house. It's really snobbish. My sister occasionally loses her temper with me. But the reason for his anger will always remain a mystery. I think calling your sister a princess in front of others. On the contrary, it is even more of a mystery. Next, several people talked about what happened after their separation. Farron also heard about it. They rescued Daleen in the Eden Mountains. After coming to my house, he has been practicing swordsmanship frantically. After all, he's a very hard worker. Otherwise, nor will he be given the title of Rainstorm at a young age. But it's different from before. Daleen, I no longer hide the scars on my arms. I think it's a blessing for him to marry you. What are we going to do now? According to the rules of the June family, the guest first visits the owner of the family. Let me first introduce you to my father. It didn't take long. Frey too. He sat in the hall with all the members of the June family. This was supposed to be the time for the June family to have afternoon tea. Frey, however, was invited by Philin. Sit down at the table. Hello. Is your father, the Earl of Black, doing well now? Isabel felt a powerful sense of oppression. Frey didn't notice it. My father is doing well, but Frey's been in this body since then. In fact, I haven't met my father yet. The head of the June family, Sapler. June is one of the Empire's great 7-star magic. He is also the owner of the 4th magic tower. So Frey guessed. He may have clues about Demi-Dut. Frey during afternoon tea. I met the head of the June family. As one of the 7-star magicians of the Empire and the owner of the 4th magic tower. Frey guessed. He may have known clues about Demigate. The 6th magic tower is just too far away. Except for the annual Magic Tower meeting. It was difficult for me to see the count. Suddenly, I missed the days with him. That's a pity. Tattoo on Sapler's face. It's Hugh's magic guide tattoo. So Frey concluded that he must know something inside. It seems that except for our family Fian, his betrothed man also owes you a favor. I would like to express my gratitude to you for this. You're overrated. But why did you go to the Hell Mountains back then? I have some personal matters that need to be resolved. A private matter, because it's a small matter. So it's not worth mentioning. You're really funny. How's Fian's party prepared tonight? It's still in preparation. There will be a lot of VIPs attending this banquet. It's a practice. Supervise yourselves. I will follow my father's instructions. I won't let you down. Frey, you come with me too. That's right, Frey. I've been working on a new magic lately. I'd love to hear from you. Farron was curious. Father as a 7-star magister. Why listen to a student's opinion? Don't be so inhibited. I needed new perspectives and excitement. So I wanted to hear the advice of the young magister. But Frey was clearly aware of Sapler's other intentions. Fian didn't notice it, so he just left. Isabel, you can help Fian for me. That's it. Only Frey and Sapler were left in the hall. Frey Blake, it's time for you to tell your purpose too. Tell me what the hell you're conspiring with. The moment I heard this, Frey froze. He didn't know where he had made the disclosure. I want to know? Why did the Traumen Round Table come to my house? Frey reacted quickly. Himself was not exposed. Are you misunderstanding something? Using Fian is a good ploy. Did you find out through Farron? Will I be at the mansion during this time? But you're too daring, aren't you? He appeared here with that thing. Ring of Typhoons. Why did you dare to bring this thing to me? But Frey remembers the Traumen Round Table. It was a society that Fian had established in the academy. I do not know. Why the hell did the Duke say such a thing to me? These earrings are trophies I found in the Eden Mountains. Aren't you a member of the Traumen Round Table? Although Felon proposed it to me. But I refused, because I don't like to be a member of any organization. The moment I heard this, something was clearly wrong with Sapler's expression. That's not what I meant. I'm not referring to the organization that Fleen founded. But he quickly calmed down. He realized that he was too sensitive. I see. It looks like you're just an idle crane. It turned out that I had misunderstood. You don't have to be wary of me anymore. Since the Duke said so, then I'll do it. You little imp is really reckless. What do you think this place is? Of course, it's a friend's home. The moment I heard this, Sapler's pupils shook. I'm just here to see my friends. The Magister actually took the initiative to ask a student for magic advice. And the real purpose of Sapler is it's a test of Frey's identity. But fortunately, the two finally solved the misunderstanding. I'm just here to see my friends. I'm sorry though, but I didn't plan to come and see you. Although I can't fully trust you right now. But I'm willing to change my opinion about you. Still, I hope you'll take a stand. Since you've got that earring, I can't say that you have nothing to do with them. Who do you think is the true master of this continent? In the kingdom of mankind, the strongest should be the Gastic Empire. But even so, they also occupy only 1/10 of the continent. As you said, just think about it. You can name more than 10 of them. The race that inhabits the continent of Aina. Among them, human power is at most in the top 3. Just by that, it is difficult to say that humans are the masters of the continent. Frey actually knew who the owner was, but he couldn't just tell Sapler directly. In fact, the real owner has another reason. Those guys are demigate. They are the masters of the continent. The moment I heard this, Frey's heart shook. Demigate is beyond humans. A godlike existence. Those guys. It is the real mastermind behind the domination of human society. Although for young people, it sounds like some kind of conspiracy theory. But this world does have an invisible hand. Sapler didn't understand. Frey, who heard the news, actually laughed. It turned out to be 4,000 years ago. At that time, desperately against demigates. There were only 5 of them. Frey thought, today's world has long since lost its so-called order. It has become a world of despair and ignorance. But he didn't expect it. There are people who have the same will as them. The resistance is growing. Apparently, he had already learned of demigate's existence. But these people still don't. Select yield. They are hidden all over the continent. Preparations are being made for an opportunity to fight back. Learn such news. How could Frey be ineffective? It was the first time he saw the light of hope. Do you know something about demigate? I know a little bit. How do you know? Frey quickly reeled from the excitement he had just had. Calm down. After all, now he can't tell everything and everything. I was before I got the earrings. Saw Hughes's diary. Is Hughes's diary true? Frey didn't elaborate. Nodded silently. Sapler immediately realized. Frey wanted to get himself to provide information first. Actually, we don't know much about demigate either. We don't know how many of them there are. I don't know what their purpose is. I don't know why they chose to hide behind the scenes. But we can be sure of one thing. They are so powerful that a random decision, it can easily wipe out all races. Hear this information. Frey knew. These people have at least the most important facts. Demigate is only 100 or so in total. But each of them is a destructive being. About 4,000 years ago, there are 5 heroes who have fought against demigate. You've probably heard the names of all 5 of them. Once a household name hero, the great sage Hugh Zestraw. Caskin, the king of the demon path, gradually tied lucid. The black witch Elise Pisaman. And the grand magister Lucas Traumen. But after the disappearance of the grand magister, all history has changed. There is a contradiction between the demon Tao dancing king and the cheap emperor. After that, the dark witch suddenly disappeared. Although the great sage has been fighting alone. But alone simply can't stand up to Demigate. That's it. Their names have been lost in history. These are exactly the same as those written in Hugh's diary. And this is history that is not recorded in the history books. So Sapler's intelligence is worth trusting. Our organization inherited their will. But it's an organization. But in fact, it has been divided into multiple forces. Over time, the unanimous will also fell apart. And now we've reached the point where we hold each other back and be wary of each other's degrees. Although we are divided into a lot of organizations. But now the most powerful is the Straw Risky Soul. Pisaman's Dark Knight Ruzid Megaship. Although I don't know much about other small organizations. But the situation at the Traumen Round Table does not seem to be very good. After the death of their president, half of the cadres seem to have gone to other organizations. The martial kingship of Tuscan is only the physique of the artist. We haven't found his heir yet. The organization in the Nasherid Academy. What's going on again? It was just a random formation by a few students. Although the occasional good talent is found, we'll do it. But those students simply don't know the affairs of the three major organizations. On our standpoint, that's not a bad thing. After all, this reduces our chances of being discovered. And no one knows. We're demigate's eyes and ears. That's why I'm wary of you. After all, you swagger around with Lucas's relics. So, I thought I was proud of what I belonged to. A member of the Traumen Roundtable came and declared war on me. That's all I can tell you. Now it's time for you to tell me. How the hell did you get that thing? You just said you got him in the Eden Mountains. I've heard. There are indeed relics of heroes in the Eden Mountains, but not many people who go there and come back. And most of them are in vain. But it's also here. Fact. After all, most people don't know where the copy is. And even if they knew, Torquay will also be there waiting for them. Because my luck was exceptional. At that time, after being killed, somehow arrived somewhere. Then I found a copy of Hughest there. Could it be Hughest's diary? Did you find it there too? That's right, it's in the diary. Pretty much the same as what you said, Duke. Tell me how to get there. I also got there by accident. So sorry. That's what it looks like. Well, but let's be honest. I'm still a little skeptical of you. If you can you use the Typhoon Ring? For I didn't say no either. It was used immediately. The ability of the Ring of Typhoons. What do you think? You don't have to doubt me now. That's great. It seems that the situation is not as bad as it seems. I've always doubted you. It's not because I mistook you for Traumen, the one who catches bribes. There is an even bigger reason. A banquet belonging to the nobility. Everything here is in the best of luxury. The people in the room were busy talking. As long as you can make friends with more nobles, they will have a bright future. But Frey is out of step with everything around him. He is worried about the future of humanity. Although I found someone who knew Demigate. But now the situation has become more complicated. Although those organizations inherited their will. But now these people have divided into several forces. Frey didn't just have to get to know their situation in depth. You also have to stabilize the latent energy of the holy water. And it is necessary to find someone to make the altos of Husted. The ensuing troubles gave Frey a headache. He realized, it wasn't an accident that I got this body myself. That's when it happened. Isabel spotted Free Jean in the corner. Heaven shouldn't be happy, right? Why are you so sad? How about this dress? This was specially prepared for me by Miss Ira. I really envy you. Don't worry about so many things. Originally, Frey was still struggling with the reasons why Sapler was suspicious of him. At the Magic Tower meeting a month ago, Sapler had heard that someone had been in contact with Demigate. Frey was thrilled to hear the news. He couldn't wait to find out who this man was. Sapler did not answer Frey, but the look in his eyes said it all. That man was Little Black. That is, your father. Meanwhile, Carlsberg is working hard to pave the way for his future. He relied on his exquisite tongue, gained the hearts of many young nobles. After the purpose has been achieved, he began to enjoy the feast. Gradually, Carlsberg shifted his gaze to this group of young, aristocratic ladies. It was at this time he spotted Frey and Isabel in the corner. Frey, you're here. The lover is Firen's fiancée, Dylan. How are you doing during this time? Not bad. Isabel, how are you? Dylan noticed that Frey was staring at her. Isabel, you see, that's what it means to be able to get dressed. Why you should always target the following. My judgment is very objective. I hope you can explain it below. What is an objective judgment? After Frey and Isabel argued, that's when I turned around and asked Dylan, find yourself if there's something wrong. Dylan's face turned red. He also stammered when he spoke. Isabel is already aware of what is happening, but Frey was unaware. He also thought that Dai Lin was thirsty. That's what it looks like. Oh my God. Isn't this the third young master of the Black family, Frey? I didn't expect to meet you in such a place. Do you know him? I don't know very well. Frey struggled in his head, reminiscing about Carlsberg's memories. The sun is really rising in the west. It was here. Meet the people who were abandoned by the Black family. As soon as this remark came out, Frey knew there was no need to remember. The man in front of him must be a jerk. It seems that you were such a waste. You can also rely on the prestige of the Black family. Attend a banquet for Lord Fine. After all, Carlsberg, a local aristocracy. I can participate in a banquet of this level. But it came at a great cost. You kind of waste can get into Lucid Academy. It's a place I couldn't even pass in. I won't say it a second time. Give me the VIP who was personally invited by the master. Frey, however, encountered difficulties from old acquaintances at the banquet. But Carlsberg didn't know. Frey, whom he knew, was long dead. So he wondered, why did Frey dare to speak out against himself? Do you know Frey? Of course I know. This guy used to. I don't dare to be so presumptuous in front of me. Until this moment, Carlsberg finally discovered Frey's anomaly. Frey, who has always been known for his waist. There were two suffocating girls beside him. Although Carlsberg has known for a long time, Fine's banquet has always been full of beautiful women. But the two beauties around Frey, it's totally outstanding. The only thing he didn't understand, it is why these two beauties followed Frey, combined with Frey's attitude towards himself. Carlsberg thought it was, he wanted to maintain his image in front of beautiful women. What's wrong, Carlsberg? Are you in trouble right now? It turned out to be Mistress Patrick. How can you have time to come to my side? But Patrick ignored him completely. Walked straight past Carlsberg. I am Patrick, the eldest son of the Terra family. This beautiful young lady. Can you tell me your name? That's when Carlsberg knew. Patrice wasn't here to help herself. Instead, I fell in love with the two beauties here. You don't have to be so polite. I'm Delaney Kurd. The moment you hear the name, Carlsberg thought he understood everything. Daleen is one of the other Bole women. So I don't know what kind of person Frey is. But since I can't get it, that Carlsberg, surely no one else will take advantage of it. You should be called a rainstorm, the eldest daughter of the wild Kurdish family. Just now there are no beads under the eyes. Failed to recognize Lord Fine's fiancée. But Dai Lin, who heard this, instead, he looked at Frey for the first time. Actually, I'm not engaged to him yet. Why are you talking to me about this? The fiancé, who is the party host. Your hospitality is truly impressive. But Frey Blake is simply not worth leading. Miss, you personally entertain you. So you're the famous Frey. I know several of your brothers, Misa-sama and Char-sama. They all seem to be magicians of the Magic Tower. Heard, Misa-sama also became the Magic Tower not long ago. Layer Lord, what are you talking to me about? I've heard that you've been abandoned by Earl Little. I can indeed understand the Earl's feelings, because I can't believe it either. People like you, it will be of the same blood as such a good person. The moment I heard this, Isabel stepped forward. You're going too far. Although I don't know what your excellency is capable of. But no matter how hard the people here try, not as much as 1/10, 000 of Frey's. I hope you can apologize to him for your remarks. Apologize for being the eldest son of the Terra family. Why should I apologize to him? This young lady. You're not kidding me. The person who should apologize should. It's the bastard who brought that kid to this banquet. I really don't know who brought him in. As soon as this remark came out, the surrounding nobles also laughed at Frey. But at this moment, an unexpected person appeared. I'm sorry about that. Frey is an outcast by the Black family. Encountered the ridicule of almost all the nobles at the banquet. Some even threatened. The person who invited Frey was to stand up and apologize. But no one expected it. This time, Farron stepped up. I'm sorry about that. I was the one who invited Frey. What to do now? It seems that things are not going the way you would like them to go. I didn't expect that. Invite your own friends to the party, with the permission of your Terra family. Because this is a banquet that I have in my own name, it's true that I owe it to consideration. Yes, but I'll say it anyway. Frey was personally invited by me. He was more honorable than anyone present. You don't have to be too nervous. Enjoy this banquet. This is my home, after all, and you are all my honored guests. Otherwise, and you will die. Hear this. The few people who had made things difficult for Frey immediately ran away. Phil and those said they were his own guests, but there is no intention of retaining. It turns out that you guys have such a bad temper. I'm just learning from you. Just kidding. I'm a very gentle person. Before saying that, can you look in the mirror? I'm so dazzling. Where to dare to look in the mirror? Could it be that the reason for your change of style is hair loss? After Philin came over, the others walked away in amusement. But seriously, you're weird. With the prowess you showed on the parrot at the time, if known to everyone, surely it will not say that you are an outcast. Being a man, you can't go around flaunting your achievements. I'm curious what you talked about with my father at the time. Father. He took me for Traumen's rescuer. Do you finally want to join my organization? How can it be? Said. Frey thought again of what Sapler had said to himself. Sapler. The reason why the suspicion of Frey was lifted at that time is because there is a person who helped improve his identity. Frey was curious. Since you used the typhoon ring yourself, none of them could dispel Sabaroa's suspicions. Who the hell is that person? It's Shez Black. He's just like me. He is a member of the Straw Riskers Association. That is your second brother. I know what your family has done to you. The pain in your heart certainly cannot be easily soothed. Although I am not in a position to comment on your family history. But I still want to say something. Charles is not like them. There is another reason why he agreed to drive you away. I hope you understand this. Farron, I'm not going back to High Luther. The moment I heard this, Isabel was stunned for the first time. Is everything you say true? After all, I have no reason to stay there. Isabel completely forgot about the lead on the side. He looked at Frey. My mind went blank. If Frey doesn't return to High Luther College, this means that he will soon be alone again. Do you have any plans for the future? I don't know. The Duke seems to have asked me to go to the third magic tower. That's not bad either. Isabel couldn't control her emotions anymore. He could only say goodbye to Dai Lin first. But at night, he still involuntarily walked towards Frey's room. If it's really as Frey said, then the two of them will have to go their separate ways tomorrow. Although after learning Frey's true identity, he had known for a long time that there would be such a day. But Isabel only found herself now. I don't seem to know what to do next. I can't accept the news that I am about to part ways with Fuhrer. Isabel came to his room alone in the middle of the night. But what he didn't expect was, there are people who are one step ahead of themselves. Are you leaving tomorrow? Yes. Thank you for your hospitality. This banquet was really nice. Fine lives up to his name. He is worthy of being the best genius of the June family. Genius is true. The first time I felt the magic was when I was 5 years old. Are you boasting? Of course not. But at the age of 5, you can feel magic. Very amazing news indeed. You know, even Lucas and Hughes. They first felt the magic at the age of 7. I reached the 4-star Magister when I was 17 years old. But externally, we say that it is 20 years old. Why are you doing this? Why deliberately hide your talents? Because it's you. I'm going to tell the truth. I feel like my talent is a curse. For I didn't know. Why did Fionn come up with such an idea? But just look at the way he looks. Philin wasn't joking with himself. I used to have a teacher. He is a 6-star magician. He is also the deputy tower master of the 5th demon tower. He had a full white beard. He is a very knowledgeable elder. Every time I asked him a question, he would always stroke my head, answer my questions gently. Whenever this time, I'm going to be very happy. So in order to ask again, I'm working harder than before. He taught me the doctrine of the devil, and a guide who leads me to success. That thing. It happened not long after I reached the 4-star Mage realm. That day, I asked questions that even teachers couldn't answer. He was in a state of panic. He roared angrily and said I was a monster. But think about it now. His expression at the time was clearly fearful. Teacher. He saw how quickly I was improving at a young age. I have long been afraid. Take me for a bad omen. Since then, I lost the leader of the demonic path, although I still love demonism. But every time it comes to a critical moment, it's time to break through that threshold. I would be reminded of the teacher's frightened face. So, I curse myself tens of thousands of times a day. Talent. I even think it's better to be an ordinary person. In this way, I am learning the knowledge of the demon Tao. There won't be any worries. Maybe, in this way, you will not be treated as a monster by the teacher. You stinky boy, can you moan without illness? Listen up. Those are called peerless talents. Someone with transcendent gifts. They have exhausted the realm that they could not reach in their lifetime. It is the ultimate of demonism. Meet a leader who is incompetent, suffered from his jealousy, and chose to retreat, never to reach that legendary realm. I can assert, the next time I meet you, my realm will be several times stronger than it is now. I really don't know if you're confident or complacent. I mean, you're going to be like me. Demigate. You probably know they exist too. They dominate all living things, including humans. And it also changed the original order of this world. It's all at their disposal. Humans who have found nothing. It's a bit silly indeed. But the choice is never to give up. Decide to take him down and regain the determination to save the world. It is also a manifestation of the infinite possibilities of human beings. This is something that only humans can do. If you just want to live a worry-free life in the Magic Tower, now it's entirely possible for you to stumble. But if you want to defeat Demigate, you can only pursue the study of the Devil's Tao. I would definitely choose the latter.